Yeah, just looking for that setup. Play some observer wards, delay the smoke from behind the tier 1 tower, and then look for a wraparound play. I think both teams are thinking about doing a very similar maneuver. Smoke might break on Larl, though. Steps up, places the obs ward.
He's hiding.
Hides in the trees.
The smoke broke, but I'm not sure that they saw him place that ward or saw him at all, to be honest. I think he stayed nicely behind the trees and walked away without being revealed.
Omar with Devi heading up to that northern bounty rune spot where Yatoro was trying to tuck himself behind a tree line of his own. And then down in the bottom jungle, Rue wandering forward, already going to get a D ward here with Collapse. And takes out an early observer, so bonus money for them, and they're going to guard both of those southern bounty runes. And we'll trade out 2 for 2.
2 for 2 is still fine, and yeah, that D ward is a minor little advantage to get. Always feels good to get some experience, so at least Pango, Ench, and getting some head start towards level 2.
And they're already looking for this play in the creep wave. They've brought GH very low already. He's got Fiery Spirits level 1. No way to dive away, so first blood inevitable to come. They'll just click him down. Collapse picks it up. I'm not sure if they were going for a kill. They might just have been going for the range creep, but either way, they get something big.
Yeah, I think, you know, the fact that there were 3 there, they were ready to get the kill if they were contested. Otherwise, they would get the range creep, so it's like a double win-win situation for them. Some damage being done back at least, though the Pango lost quite a bit of HP. But yeah, very good start here coming out for Team Spirit.
Yeah, set up for all possibilities. 4-on-1 Storm, 4-on-0 Ember Spirit. First wave or so, pretty easy just to get what comes to you. But of course, with the spam of the static slide remnant, Law can get a decent amount of harassment coming his way.
It's a completely fine lane for Ember, even if Storm should be getting good farm. More interested to see how these side lanes play out, as we could see quite a bit of aggression. Already we have shenanigans being done, pull through, and Collapse is doing a great job. He's going to deny a lot of creeps away from Sumail.
Yeah, he's just not laning head up. Against this double range lane, Phoenix and Wind Ranger offer a lot of harassment. So not me, just trying to make sure that small camp stays blocked up. Don't let them get any pulls going. Try and keep the large camp blocked as well. So Phoenix is kind of stuck there without a job to do until he dewards the camp eventually. And up at top lane, Omar from the high ground just trying to harass back Rue, as we also have a small camp battle up at top. But with daggers thrown and Devi with battle hunger, they've got a blood grenade and Tame the Beast to kill off the Shadow Fiend. Oof. Offering a tremendous amount of damage.
Action on both side lanes.
Very low. Ringmaster nearly dead, but yeah, bottom lane also going head-to-head there as Not Me nearly dies.
Yeah, the power shot just barely missed on the Bane, so he lives. A lot of scrappy fights coming out as they try to contest the pull, but in the end, the small camp did spawn, so GH will pull the Vools. This is a great camp to get as well. A little bit of RNG on which small camp you get, but these ones have high DPS, so he will deny away some creeps.
Anything but the Kobold family.
Yeah,
those garbage creeps. I was so bad at pulling. They've got no idea what they're doing.
They should really buff them in some way. They should make it. It's so weird that one of the camps is just absolutely useless and the other ones are all pretty similar.
Rue makes the tendons up. The damage over time comes through pretty quickly, and Omar is going to unicycle over the top and finish the job. Shadow Fiend also getting tagged up by the battle hunger. And it's a long walk back towards his tier 1 tower, making sure that Omar doesn't get too close though. Raze is spent, but that means Omar plays the edge of the fight beautifully to get another dagger onto Yatoro.
Yeah, not gonna dive. Devi may have been able to go for a glyph into a tower dive there, but I think he respected that there was still a fair fire on the SF and says, you know what, if I just deny the creeps here, this is a big win as well. Looks funny he's hitting with his hammer.
Yeah. He's got the old hammer for the strength game, right? Try and ding the bell.
Yep.
I'm surprised every creep he hits doesn't go bing. That will be a good job. 17 and 5.
Some rune control coming out from the Bane, saying that, you know what, mid lane, Loranov having too easy of a time, so no water for you. Gonna hold it and actually just gonna grab it for himself.
still pretty even in that mid spot. This is a matchup I'm sure both players have encountered a ton of. There's Ember versus Storm.
That's a very common matchup, and overall, as long as you slide a fist dodge a little bit like we saw there, the Ember typically is, in my opinion, favored, but Storm should get good farm as well. But it's like, it's better for Ember to have a farm trade than for Storm. They're actually dead even in last hits, by the way. 29-4 versus the soon-to-be 29-4 on the Storm as he's holding one creep.
We cursed him. Now he's going to miss that last hit, you know?
Ain't no way. There we go.
It's impossible to miss. It's not been super easy for the Shadow Fiend in lane. You know, last hit-wise, he's doing all right, as an SF does, but it has been uncomfortable as he keeps getting hit by all this damage over time. Every time he clears a wave, he's getting Battle Hunger and these Impalement arts being put on him. As Enchantress hasn't really been able to protect the SF, and with the Phoenix arriving through that Twin Gate, they'll find Yatoro again. Just another kill on the Shadow Fiend. Nigma Galaxy starting to twist the dagger into Team Spirit in his top lane.
Yeah, this is actually very impressive to me as well, because I think SF, you know, SF with Enchantress is a potent lane, but they're doing a great job playing around it. Laurel going for a dive on mid?
Does he have the solo kill? No. There's a wand there from the Storm. Even pinging out Laurel saying, hey, maybe this guy can be killed.
Oh,
He safety remnants, tries to TP from the trees. I mean, that's a greedy play from Laurel there.
Good play from Ormar. They did not have vision of him TPing, but they kind of knew the moment he sends out the remnant in vision like that, they know that, okay, he's TPing right now.
And then 6-minute rune, not me trying to protect it. Thornoff won't get his hands on the regen just yet. It looks like the Bane is going to be able to get it, so at least something there for Spirit to stop the snowball from rolling out by Nigma Galaxy.
GH come in and forces him to take it so that Ember can't hold on to that region. Very good stuff coming out. Good rotation.
And it feels a bit sluggish from Spirit these first 7 minutes. Nigma Galaxy absolutely have woken up and decided to go for full violence. 4-1 already. You're winning out in that top lane. Mid lanes look pretty good. Win range obviously is now free farming. So across all three lanes, Nigma Galaxy is sitting pretty.
Everything looking really good, but we do see a move coming out. Laurel going for the top lane. And this is a strong Ember Spirit. No TP ready on Storm, so he's cutting off the Bane instead.
Yeah, try and find Not Me back in the Ancients area. Dips into the medium camp and dies to a neutral creep. Meanwhile, Wisdom Shrine being grabbed by Yatoro on the left, while Laurel just bodies the rest of them. 1v4 zones them away. Gets the Wisdom Shrine. And Rue gonna get a few bits of damage over time tagged up on him. Devi doesn't want to get triple raised, though doesn't want to walk up the little ramp to the bridge, so instead they'll focus the Enchantress with some long range Sunray and daggers. And Yatoro swaggers back to his tier 1.
I think at the consolation prize kill on Rue, but they do not get Yatoro as he took the Wisdom and walked away. This salvaged the top lane a little bit. That wasn't going too well for him. Now feeling a bit better about himself.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And so far, no stacks being made on the Ancients for this Axe. Normally we see perhaps some early preparation, go in and get some farm, but he's going to go and make his own stack on the big camp instead. Or just farm it immediately.
Well, usually Axe likes to do stuff that rhymes with Axe. Oh, hang on. Laurel with chains. Sunray. Storm also holding the wand. An 8-minute rune is a bottom invis. Grabbed by Laurel as he comes back into mid. Voronoff gets Nightmare pulled back. We're going to spend the majority of his mana to zip towards his high ground again as we have this back and forth. Team Spirit going to get blown up, though, with Sumail's arrival, bringing that additional bit of nuke damage from level 4 power shot, which they needed.
Early rotation from the carry. We've seen this a few times from different teams, bringing the carry towards mid. Thinking back to the qualifiers that we've had already. I mean, just TB rotations towards the mid, you know, random Drow Rangers showing up. And now it's going to be Sumail on his Wind Ranger, making sure to try and stay competitive early. Just one move from the carry can sometimes change the entire mid game.
But yeah, like usually Axe, you know, talks about, you know, Axe attacks, Axe hacks, Axe stacks, everything that rhymes with Axe he likes to do. Now he's holding a hammer. Do we have to change that to things that rhyme with hammer?
No.
Axe likes grammar.
Hammer
Axe,
slammer.
A hammer slammer makes a clamor with his grammar. what's he going to be doing?
Yes, he's your English teacher now.
He opens a thesaurus and he's like, axe no more. Axe, hammer, axe, grammar. I've also run out of rhymes with hammer now.
I feel like hammer is harder, right?
Jammer. Oh, it is for sure. I mean, well, there's so few words that end with ammer. Enamor. Axe is enamored.
Hammer is enamored. Sorry, don't get his name wrong like that.
My bad.
Mono.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, 6-1. I felt like Nigma Galaxy, the ones making all the right moves, stepping forward, playing aggressively. They hadn't been able to make an actual net worth lead until now, though. It had been Team Spirit who had been a little more efficient with the gold gain, spending their money before dying as well. We'll see if they're able to get anything on Laurel here. It seems like, once again, he's able to get the safety remnant on the rune, pick it up, and Lorinov gets nothing for his troubles. So Mail's going to go for not me. Has scouted the Bane, wanders into the enemy Ancients area. And Laurel zips back here, but doesn't have anyone to help him. Pango's trying to reposition to maybe force a fight, but it's Nigma Galaxy, yeah, poking. Looking around the corner, saying, oh, it's a free kill.
This is Sumail missing being a mid player, so he just runs to mid as a carry. He's getting to be a mid laner in a, in a small way. But on a serious note, it's a really, really good move to activate a little bit like this and try and help your team get advantage. However, it does give space for the SF, who was having a hard game, to pull ahead. And they're making a big move down bottom. Has to watch out for the Dispel from the enchant.
Yeah, gotta keep your wits about you.
Radiant's bottom tower
And the defense is here. The Ringmaster has ulti ready.
structures are fortified.
I'm trying to bait collapse. He's half HP and he's getting rolled on. Ball lightning into Wheel of Wonder. And Shadow Fiend and Enchantress were on this Twin Gate high ground, maybe considering a fight. But when they saw the storm arrive, it was like, okay, guys, bye. we're just gonna leave you, collapse.
Yeah, very quickly just getting out of there. They at least only lose one hero. And meanwhile, Ember's trying to do the best he can, shoving in the mid lane. Phoenix happily grabs up level 6 from it, though.
Team Spirit. Maybe just trying to get back into acceleration mode. I don't want to say they're in recovery mode. But looking at this mask amount of Shadow Fiend, definitely want to go back to jungle. The Pangolier would love to get into this Diffusal Blade before he gets involved. So there's a little bit of a waiting period here for him to get that 400 gold he needs. So for the next
we have a
minute or
Sumail rotation again. The
into
third
mid.
one.
It's
He's
just the
coming.
gravitational pull, isn't it? They just get dragged in towards the rune spots. I'm going to get onto Laurel again. He zips down and gathers the Arcane Rune, though. Another active rune for Laurel's Ember Spirit. Sumail giving a fair amount of damage back to him, but yeah, it's perfectly fine for Ember to Remnant. TP home, return to lane.
This definitely is a lot of pressure that Sumail is putting, but he has to watch out not to fall too far behind the SF while doing this. All these moves, not getting any gold for it. At least not losing too many creeps on his safe lane. But I would like to see him finish up this Specialist Array that he's going for as a first item. Not going Mjolnir builds, the old build. Not going for the Manta either. I would kind of like to see a Manta style rush though. The Dispel against Ember is really, really good.
Yeah, so is this... Are we rushing Hydra's Breath, or is this like Specialist Array back into Mjolnir, or what?
So I've
What's the idea
experimented
with
a
this
lot
build?
with the Hydra Breath rush. Overall, my conclusion is Hydra Breath is a really bad item to rush. It scales very well into late game. It has percentage-based damage, and obviously it becomes stronger when you have more damage. It's, split shotting is nicer then. But it's pretty nice to just pick up the Specialist Array for farming. Big commitment to the Bane.
Yeah, he
I'm
nightmares
sorry, man.
himself, delays his death, but when you throw the Wheel of Wonder at him and even devise Axe wandering in, the Bane is dead and the town's gonna take a decent chunk of damage afterwards as well.
So that's a good move, but I'm not sure they will get the tower for it. Ember even looking to set up.
Arcane Rune Ember.
But yeah, I suspect this is just going to be a casual Specialist Array and then going for some value items with it or something to enable you with it. Could see him go for the Manta style still or a BKB even. Plenty of options here, honestly.
So this is your Maelstrom replacement then? You don't want to go back into Mjolnir or anything after?
You could, but it's a bit overkill. Nice solo
Sumail
kill
just-
down bottom.
Yeah, I was watching it happen, and I didn't want to say anything because it felt like Collapse was just going to roll and run away. But Sumail was able to like cancel the animation of the roll with Shackle Shot, keep the damage going with his Focus Fire, and just about finish him off.
It's a major reason why you pick Wind Ranger into the Pango, or why you feel good about this matchup in general. Being able to just Focus Fire is pretty amazing. Sumail actually is going for it. He's sending it. We'll see how it works. He's going for the full Hydra Breath first item. Again, I'm not a massive fan of this. You do get the Dragonlance, which is really nice, but completing the recipe, I think, is a lot of gold invested, and you don't get that much value from all that I've seen.
We'll see what he does. It might end up deciding to go back for like, you know, BKB if he needs it immediately.
Yeah,
you delay the Hydra's Breath. You just like Dragonlance Specialist Array, BKB, and then finish the recipe.
That's true. Yeah, you can go for that and do some in-between items.
Right now, there's Team Spirit playing aggressively in this bottom lane.
This is an early pressure. Axe doesn't have Blink yet, so I'm not sure they want to put up a defense here. Without the Axe being ready, we have an offlane difference where Collapse with his Diffusal is super strong. Axe needs to have a little bit more time.
Yeah, we got through that waiting period. SF and Pango kind of ready to fight, but Collapse is the first point of contact, getting blown up by the Storm with the Wheel of Wonder there. They've got the control required. And Lars Ember Spirit, he got shackled up to a tree, trying to slight and juke away with his haste rune. He's perfectly fine to do whatever he wants, but wasn't really able to disrupt the initiation onto Pango, who yet again gets comboed. It's just Storm, Ringmaster, two heroes. That's all they need. Requiem onto Defy with the help of the Bane and the Enchantress has blown up the Axe, and Yatoro stands there to kill off Omar and a couple of swipes of the Shadow Fiend. Sumail's now on the run. Impetus shots launched out. Storm zips onto Yatoro looking for the Shadow Fiend kill and successfully gets it. Nightmare is just a moment too late as Lorenoff, he's popped his Greaves, stays reasonably healthy here as Pango arrives. Ball lightning away though, gets a bit of distance as the Rolling Thunder comes crashing in towards them. Lorenoff, what's he got? Raindrops, 2-1 charges, but no life remaining. Collapse makes sure of that.
Some really nice setup there by Bane, honestly. Getting the sleep onto one and then Fiend scripting quickly onto the Wind Ranger when she tried to fight. That was just beautiful. And the Axe, despite his Blade Mail, did go down. And Storm overcommitted a little bit, losing all his mana, and then just gets chased down as well. So very good exchange for Team Spirit. They took the bottom tower, took the top tower. Sure, you lose your SF, but you're very happy about this.
It's always crazy to me in these kind of games where Nigma Galaxy have been like 10-1, now 13-4. They've made all these aggressive moves. They've got kills, got pickoffs, but there's nothing in it. No net worth difference at all.
Yeah, I mean, the towers are worth a lot of gold, honestly. And they have not taken a single tower on the side of Radiant.
True.
Not me. Is gonna get spotted. And with Storm zipping, there's probably no way out.
It's a pretty long zip. Lorenoff expending 80% of his mana pool to kill off the Bane. And successfully
Pretty
going to kill him
costly,
off.
and as you mentioned in the draft, there's no mana refilling hero this time for Lorenoff, so he went for his own Guardian Greaves and Soul Ring, along with the bottle, plenty of mana restoration on him, on himself.
Yeah, so it's pretty quickly back to half mana already. There we go. First tower cracked by Nigma Galaxy. Immediate smoke up as well as they head towards top. They've spotted Collapse on the lane ward, and they know he's headed into that northern jungle. The read is there from Yatoro, though, pretty much direct on the money, knowing exactly where this move is going. So Collapse has been told by the big man, go through the gate, don't stay top.
Bane under a ward drops his own Observer ward, which can easily be dewarded, but first they want to look for a pickoff on him. Can they stop his TP out? I don't think they're in time. No.
Not quite there.
At least they get the sentry.
No, they get the D-ward. It's just a long lane to push now. Like, Device got to clear 2 waves out back at his tier 2. If they want to push this tier 1, they've got to wait a good 30 seconds, and that's time now. A Team Spirit get to make a base camp in that bottom part of the map, and maybe even look at the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, scary to split up here. If Storm walks too close, the grip could be on him, but Lorenoff is keeping his positioning. Not getting too close. And mid lane, meanwhile, is so silent, but just sending an Enchantress creep like this is effectively just taking the tower bit by bit. So tier 1 is dropping here as well.
And slowly chipping at it. Laurel
See the
offering
damage being done.
some cover from the Sleight of Fist to clear the wave so the Satyr can stay alive a little bit longer. Tier 1 mid, 240 health.
With a DD rune on Storm, I think that Team Spirit are trying to dodge this. They don't want to give a good fight to the Storm Spirit. bottom area is nicely controlled by Team Spirit right now, as Tormentor is going to spawn soon.
We're going to zip on the Enchantress, though. Storm and Axe showing off this Blink debut. Getting a good catch on Rue, but they need the damage, and the dunk with the hammer is there. The bell goes ding! And we know that Axe is strong enough.
Oh, that's what they should have done. If they gave it a little ding every time you got a successful dunk, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
And a little meter, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, put the meter above it. Whoop, all the way to the top.
The earlier you dunk, the more you get. Oh, Blink, cancellation of the Fiend script. Bane didn't see the Axe.
That's a good reveal of the Blink. 2 kills in quick succession, 2 Culling Blade kills off the back of those moves.
Yeah, very fortunate there. Axe just barely walked into vision, but it was too late. Bane didn't have time to change his mind.
Team Spirit are going to rally around the Shadow Fiend up at top, though. Collapse and Rue sat behind Yatoro as they go and clear one wave, then hold hands through the jungle. And it seems like they still want to play in that bottom right-hand corner to control the Tormentor area. They keep coming top. Like, they go top, push one wave, defend tower, make sure Nigma Galaxy don't get a free objective, and then immediately gate bottom.
They play the map really well. Even though they have died so much this game, Team Spirit somehow feel like they're the ones dictating the pace, which is crazy. 16-4, but really doesn't feel like a one-sided game. If anything, I feel like Team Spirit are winning. Pretty odd how it can be that way in Dota.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty classic thing between these teams. Team Spirit, you know, we go on and on about how they're so good at making those decisive moves, where it's, you know, one very deliberate, very calculated play to rein things in and get a grasp on the game. And that might be what Nigma Galaxy are trying to do now, but unfortunately for them, it's just not me. The Bane shows and doesn't even die to the smoke break initiation, while Collapse rolls into the back. They finally killed Not Me with Divide, but this Rolling Thunder is dealing with GH. The Phoenix getting blasted down and killed before he gets to pop the egg. And Storm Spirit, he's got the ball back towards the jungle camps to the northwest. Still being hunted, though, by Collapse. So GH and Omar both dying as Team Spirit, hey, push Nigma Galaxy all the way back to their side of the river.
There was some serious hatred coming out from Collapse onto this poor Phoenix, man. GH just wants to ulti, but getting chain stunned over and over and over again. And finally, of course, the swashbuckle to finish the deal.
Well, now, though, Yatoro had to Requiem defensively because Devi with Sumail were getting on top of him. Look at that Rolling Thunder stun.
So interactive gameplay, getting 5 stuns in a row. Yeah.
That was perfectly timed. That was so funny to see that kind of fight recap. But yeah, it's moves like this where you think, okay, Nigma Galaxy trying to get this one decisive move that, you know, gets a firm grasp on the game. And Team Spirit, they're already prepped. They're already ready, knowing what move is coming, reacting to what Nigma Galaxy are doing. And they're now, what, 2,000 or 3,000 net worth ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, they're working on a lead, and we even have Collapse sneakily going to check the Wisdom, and he will be happy to see that it's there. However, Omar on the lane. I think Omar might get jumped by Collapse here the moment he goes for this.
Yeah, he's got Rolling Thunder ready again. He's going to go for it. Straight onto Omar. Rolls up, beeps around, gets the crashes in onto this Ringmaster. Nearly brings him down, but with Sumail and Lorinov both coming in, Collapse, he's going to have to TP home.
Good attempt. So worth it still. Collapse still gonna be happy with that. You forced multiple heroes to react, and meanwhile, your team can make plays elsewhere. Axe does live though. Devi with a very nice TP out after the Searing Chain.
Yeah, because like, what, first 15 minutes, Nigma Galaxy are the arsonists, going around, setting things on fire. Team Spirit kind of running around as the firefighters, putting it all out. Now, the roles are reversed. I feel like Nigma Galaxy just reacting, running from one side of the map to the other, trying to stop Team Spirit from being nuisances.
Yeah, for sure. They're making very active moves, and it's something you said earlier in this game, how they're very good at making the big decisive moves. Where Team Spirit play on the map and how they force their opponent's hand, basically, is really impressive. And that was another one of those cases. Collapse going for that Wisdom attempt did force everybody to go top, which is maybe a bit of a back foot, you know, kind of vibe you play towards your tier 2.
3-man smoke. Bane gonna go and join the Shadow Fiend with them. And smoke does get broken. Phoenix might still get jumped. Gets into the Roshan pit.
Some slight cooldown there on the Rolling Thunder, else we would have seen Collapse just jump in, but Didn't want to go too early.
Wind
Not
Ranger's
me
still
setting up
open,
on the Wind
though.
Ranger.
Sumail's going to wind run off to the west. I'm barely able to get into the fog. And yeah, this Wind Ranger going Hydra's Breath straight into BKB Lincoln Sphere. So, like we were looking for, right? It has to be defensive items for this Wind Ranger to protect herself.
Yeah, and so far we are seeing her kind of lag behind Yatoro in terms of farm though. It is to be expected, Wind versus SF. SF is definitely the faster farmer between the two of them. But I'm, you know, still suspicious on how much we're going to see this Hydra Breath work out, the first item. But once she gets BKB, she can definitely lock onto a target and just go. Has to only worry about the Bane. But when you have Storm on your team, the Fiend Script isn't even that scary. Storm or Axe could quickly come in and cancel it.
I'm just trying to think. There's miasma from the Hydra's Breath. There's magic damage, right? Max HP.
It is.
2.5%. So it's not even that good against the Pango who's rolling.
No, not very. I mean, it's... Yeah, against Pango's rolling, I don't think she needs much help against that, though, because she does hit pretty hard, and Pango will generally kind of need to get away if he gets focus fired. But I think more importantly, trying to fight against the SF, man-fighting kind of vibes later on will be difficult. SF is going BKB into MKB as his next items. One good thing about Yatoro, other than his skills in Dota, is that he always puts his entire plan. He'll have like 10 items queued up, like 10 full items queued up in his quick buy.
This is why every caster says Yatoro is the GOAT carry. They don't care about it. They don't care about his skill or his achievements. It's all about his itemization and the quick buy slots. Crew gonna get shackle shotted up. Did get off the Nature's Attendant, so isn't the easiest kill as Collapse comes rolling in to try and cause a bit of chaos. He's onto GH, but Laurel and Not Me struggling to get a moment here where they can actually burst someone down. They box one up, allow the Supernova to come out, and Collapse, he's dead. While Laurel trying to escape to the right-hand side, Yatoro's being focused to the left. Shadowfiend needs that Glimmer Cape to get a bit of distance, but Lorinov keeps chasing. Requiem's wound up. Yatoro's still going to get sliced down, and Sumail picks up the double kill, and the dive is on. Lorinov just keeps going for more. Not Me now getting caught out. Device come on in. They'll surround the Bane all around him. Not Me tries to grip and buy some time, but Shackle's shot up again by Sumail.
Fantastic play by Sumail throughout that fight. Nice shackle shot from the low ground to the high ground on the SF there. Actually was game-winning shackle shot to land. And again, without focus fire even, we saw Wind Ranger just be annoying for this Pango when he started rolling in. Just the auto attacks coming in made it very painful for him. And ultimately we see why Ringmaster was picked. How valuable was the ring in this fight with the save on the Phoenix, allowing him to stay alive through all the focus.
It was very piecemeal by Spirit, though. You know, Rue goes in, dies. Collapse comes in. Laurel now arrives. You're coming from high ground down to low ground into a situation where you have no vision.
I think it's just a bad location to fight, like you say. The fact that they did commit for this, they probably felt confident, felt pretty strong, but very, very hard to run down into that rune area when you give up your high ground.
And back to net worth lead for Nigma Galaxy. 21-7 in kills. Get a nice, juicy team fight. But unfortunately, they can't go and take a Roshan or any big objective. They've got to come back to dealing with waves. What was Omar upset about? that was a good fight for him.
Dying under a tower there towards the end. When they were diving and Ember Slider fisted him, I think.
Dying to the Bane. Oh, he's got hypnotized on Laurel. Oh, he gets the remnant back. He's still around 300 health, but just a little bit of damage could have finished him off. 1.8k damage out of this Wind Ranger. Substantial stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the auto attacks there doing some serious damage, and going for Lincoln's next is going to make a lot of sense in this game, just to counter out the Bane. It doesn't fully stop him necessarily, but it does make it harder for him to mess with her, since every single ability is single target.
And Team Spirit still not too bothered by the state of affairs. Not Me is still getting some good deep wards, protecting an area of the map for Yatoro to farm. Bodyguard this Shadowfiend carry for as long as they possibly can in this bottom right-hand corner. We'll see Device show on wave, but I'm not sure they just want to go for this. They're sticking around with Pango and the Bane, but Shadow Fiend has already fully evacuated back to Ancients.
And just leaving the Manta Style to keep farming. We have Aghanim Scepter just now completing for the Pango. He needs 30 gold and he'll have it. Gonna be pretty good for him since he already has the Diffusal. Being able to hit more people.
Sumail's about 1,200 gold off that Lincoln Sphere, which is going to make Wind Ranger close to invulnerable in these fights. As Nigma Galaxy go for another smoke, this time bringing all 5 together. They want to try and unsettle Team Spirit, get some way to find a core kill, but would you believe it? The first person they meet is the Not Me Bane, nightmaring himself into the Roche pit. He's being a little
cute.
cheeky. Yeah, trying to dodge away from this. Not possible.
I think he was dead no matter what there, probably, but
Guaranteed.
Just a funny little move. He was hoping they didn't see that he snuck in there so he could TP out, but
But he's got Blink, so maybe like Nightmare into Blink, try and get away.
no, he's got Blink now. I don't think he had it on him yet.
Ah, did you not?
He
Okay.
just got the gold, so yeah, otherwise he would have
Gotcha.
blinked away immediately there. But yeah, Blink for him when he respawns at least. There's also Blink on the Ringmaster, so the supports are getting some positional tools. A lot of emphasis, by the way, on Radiant to pick up armor items. We have Crimson Solar Crest coming out on GH. So heavy armor, Lotus Orb and Blade Mill, of course, on the Axe.
But it's these kind of
Playing
moves.
against SF and Pango, it hurts.
Several times now, you know, Nigma Galaxy go for these big smokes. They want to make that decisive move, and they just get the, you know, the read a little wrong. Whereas Team Spirit have the perfect understanding of putting Bane or Enchantress on the front lines to tank the gank. Entire smoke wasted, which means Team Spirit back in the driving seat in terms of net worth lead, but also dictating where the fight is going to take place, because they've smoked and wrapped around all the way
They
behind
previously
the
saw the
secret
storm
shop
bottom,
in towards
so they know it's a good
Sumail.
fight.
Lincoln Sphere is here with a BKB for Wind Ranger. They're going to pop the Wind Run straight up. Now the BKB to protect herself on the run away. Axe is going to jump onto Yatoro with the Blade Mail going, but Nightmare saves him. Half HP Shadow Fiend going to BKB Requiem up as they grip GH, blowing the Phoenix out of the water completely. Divide trying to find this Bane kill, but can't quite do it as Yatoro picks up the double kill. The Storm and the Wind Ranger both going to survive, maybe looking for the dive back onto the Bane as Lorinov picks up at least another kill. I brought back Phoenix on Nigma Galaxy, desperate to continue the fight. I want this to brew a little more as the Roshan could be a nice prize for them at the end. And Nigma Galaxy crack the whip down onto Rue's Enchantress, zip in onto Yatoro as Lorinov seems to have infinite mana. Keeps going for more, and Sumail, he's arrived. Manta dodge Shackle Shot. Yatoro stands but cannot deliver.
That is crazy, man. I did not think they could turn this fight as hard as they did, but beautiful call there to actually buy back the Phoenix. Without that buyback, they would not be able to go for all these kills. The threat of the Supernova meant they had to keep running away, had to keep getting out of this. Ultimately, the chase down from the wind and the storm, this mobility is pretty damn high.
Even in the head-on team fights, it feels like Team Spirit are getting outgunned. Like, okay, you have a nice grip, nice Requiem, you pop your BKBs, but Larl can't do this in-and-out gameplay when he's dealing, like you say, with the gap-closing Wind Ranger and Storm who chase him and kill him. It's super challenging for Larl and Collapse to really play their game plan.
Yeah. I think they fought this really well on Team Spirit as well, as we see a recap of how they took this fight. The Fiend script was fantastic. The attention turn over onto the Axe here, I think it was very clean, but somehow they're not able to get away here.
Well, Sumail just walked the dog. Larl was a little puppy, had the leash put on him. The Windrunner just chased him with focus fire. Like, Ember Spirit spent a couple of remnants trying to escape, but Sumail is just insatiable hunger chasing him.
Yeah, and that puts him in a very good spot, not only item-wise, if you look at level timing as well. Level 23, almost level 24 on this Wind Ranger is absolutely insane. So he's getting very good headway towards his level 25 talents. The Focus Fire advanced kills is going to be amazing for him here. Be able to go for one target to the next.
And genuinely, for what feels like the first time this game, Nigma Galaxy are actually able to convert a good move into something bigger. They have Aegis on Storm. Now they're playing into this enemy jungle in the top part of the map with a couple of wards already down. They can start looking for tier 2 towers and finally develop the map, which just hasn't been on the cards for them.
Yeah. He realizes, by the way, on Enchantress that there's some vision when he died, but I think they desperately need Gem right now to start clearing out the map.
I kind of like this Wind Ranger build. I'm not going to lie. There's Hydra's Breath, BKB Lincolns into Skadi. How many times have we praised, you know, Team Falcons? Oh, they're 3 tanky cores. Oh, they've got the DK and the Pango. They're so strong. Sumail picks Wind Ranger and says, yeah, those heroes suck. I am the 4,000 health freaking Wind Ranger. Bow down to me.
Yeah, I mean, if he slots in final item Aghanims after this Eye of Skadi, it's going to be very, very annoying to play against him. For certain, he's super hard to bring down. I'm just more amazed by how well Nigma and Galaxy have taken some of these team fights. Like, Team Spirit, with that one fight where they went into the rune spot, you could say was on them. That was their mistake. But the fight up top, that was just Nigma outplaying them.
I'm going to be real. I think Laurel played himself in that fight. Like, I'm not going to say he caused the downfall of Team Spirit in the battle entirely. But the Ember Spirit definitely didn't do a good job in disengaging from the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, Ember also has a long journey for getting his items. He's currently working on Aghanim's Scepter, 1,000 gold to go. And that means he doesn't have a Shiva's Guard, so his armor is not the highest. Nullifier being queued up as the next item because the Ringmaster. Sure, it works against the Wind Ranger too, Dispel the Wind Run, but I think big part, you need to have something against the Glimmer, the Ghost Scepter, the Box. Actually, they don't have Glimmer. They only have the Ghost Scepter and the Box. And Solar.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Pango does have his Nullifier already, but I think having 1 is good. Having 2 is basically going to render the Ringmaster useless.
Dire structures are fortified.
Man, what Fogged was saying something during his broadcast the other day about this Enchantress. The little, you were talking about the little friends being like undispellable and being super strong. I'm not sure if you mentioned it as well and I just wasn't listening, but I know that Fogged said that it turns all the units that are attacking into like they're obviously units that Enchantress controls, so they all get affected by Rabble Rouser. So they all get that amplification of damage.
Well, the Rabble Rouser is specifically for units that she doesn't... Oh, you mean that she controls the enemy lane creeps?
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, because like if she put little friends on
right.
someone, and then all of the lane creeps are technically under her control because she's controlling them to attack someone.
I haven't tested that. I'm not sure if that counts as under her control.
Okay.
I think they would need to be hers, like change team by being enchanted. So I don't think it counts. I mean, I will double check it if.
Double check it.
If they did the test on it, but that's
just gonna call out Fogged here now. right here, right.
I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call out Fogged. Is he sure about this or is he spouting? You know, sometimes I'm not sure about the mechanics. It would be a lot of damage.
Funny one.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That's a funny one. Might be why it feels so strong. Laurel is going to remnant zip safely away to his tier 4s as Lorinoff and Sumail already taking this tier 3 down to about 300 health. Trying to finish it off, but you've got to be a bit careful with this advance. Spirit don't want to give up any of their high ground for free. So Lorinoff, he's popped the Greaves. Devi gives a covering call. Has to BKB now to break free of the danger. Collapse has rolled in with Laurel going a little deeper, but it seems like Nigma Galaxy have completely got out of the grasps of Spirit now.
And very cheap for Nigma as well. They only click their focus fire and they get out of there. Sure, Storm is low mana, but as the Aegis times out, he's gonna be completely fine. Making some funny zips when you have the Aegis respawn or Aegis region. And roll on cooldown, they can feel pretty confident to stay on the map. Power runes in 10 seconds. Ember wants the top rune, but very dangerous to go for it as there's a smoke up from Nigma.
I mean, that is definitely one thing to shout out as well, is Team Spirit have had the majority of the active runes this game. I know in the first 20 minutes, we had Devi all chatting saying 1 rune, please. And it looks like they're finally going to get one. And oh no, Devi picks up the illusion as Lorinoff was like, mine? My bottle refill?
Devi is the one who
Please?
wanted the rune. It's illusion on an axe. It feels good. It's nice. Understand why he wants it. But don't really love these running them together. He wants to go for the cut.
Illusion rune on Storm in bottle, pretty good against like the chains. Get rid of some of these nasty stuff, dispel things off.
Ah, screw him.
Go farm. Go farm with axe illusions. Enchantress says, mine now.
Oh yeah, that's the downside, I guess. She could just take him. We have a counter smoke coming in. MKB is of course finished on the SF, so he's looking pretty ready to deal with the Wind Ranger problem. The problem is that it's not just Wind Ranger. Axe and Storm are doing a lot in these fights.
1 Dire Observer Ward. sees...
This is a big move behind.
It's going to see Lauren off in a second. Oh, do they know? Can they find him? Not quite.
Not quite the angle they needed, and Nigma Galaxy are going to be happy to all live and run back to base.
Team Spirit also going to run back to their side of the river. There's a lot of dewarding to do. You know, these like 6 sentries, 3 observer wards, tons of radiant vision that needs to be cleared out. You said this gem for Rue going to get some payoff.
So the game is overall very even right now. I do think that Nigma have perhaps a little bit stronger team fight just by hero compositions, but this is also where Team Spirit are praised over and over again by us casters, by players. They are so good at playing this stage of the game. So let's see how they can handle this situation. It's a very, very closely matched game as there's less than 1,000 gold difference at 40 minutes.
Yeah, so far it's just felt much easier for Storm and Wind Ranger to find a target, with Ringmaster to save them, Axe to have this covering call, Supernova, good zoning tool in the team fights as well, whereas Team Spirit a much more delicate balance to try and find this nuanced entry point to the team fight. A bit of chaos from Rolling Thunder, back and forth from Lull. Everything has to be extended duration. They need to draw out BKBs, buy time, get Shadow Fiend into position, drag people up staircases, bait them into situations. You know, there's a lot of things that Team Spirit have to do individually to try and get the team fight going, whereas I feel like Nigma Galaxy just press buttons. There's like, cast your spells on them and things will feel good. And if it feels good, do it.
I think overall, the big thing they need is just this Satanic to complete for the SF. Right now he's going to go and sell his broadsword and work towards the Satanic by farming up the ancient areas that respawns. I think this will give him the sustainability, and not getting bursted by blade mail calls from Axe is also a big thing for him. Just like you said, they need long fights. They need to not just get bursted by one Axe or Storm Jump, or Focus Fire for that matter.
Team Spirit really tightening up now. Another smoke. Bring Lull in as he pushed out that bottom wave all the way to tier 3. So they're forcing the hand of Nigma Galaxy to send someone back. And Spirit see that it's Lorenoff. Storm clears bottom wave and then has to sit in Fountain. So they know, as Spirit, that there could be a vacuum to fill in that top lane, which they are currently angling towards. Going fishing for Sumail.
Yeah, but Nigma also, you know, we should praise what they're doing here. Very good read on the map. So as Storm shows himself bottom, they realize that it's super dangerous to be in the top area. So instead they back up a bit, just sort of harmonizing with the moves of their mid laner. Letting him go and fill up his mana pool, and then they can look for a fight of their own. Team Spirit still have some duration on the smoke, but it's halfway timed out.
Really just wanting to set up for this next Roche. Yeah, I'd imagine the supports would love to go get some wards down in the enemy ancients area near the outpost, somewhere across there, but they actually don't have any on them. So this is just a move hunting and looking for kills. They're not going to be able to prep and set up. Oh, as I say that, I've checked Bane's courier. He does have.
Yeah, it's right there. He's got one observer ward that they could plant deeply, and as Roshan just have spawned, would be nice to get some vision onto the high ground.
And Bane just doing some inventory slot juggling. We've got too many items. Ether Lens, Glimmer, Blink. Oh, it's a dream for Bane.
Also nice to see that Sumail added his own Blink dagger so that he can pick his target a little bit better. She's very strong at running in and killing someone, but it's a pretty predictable playstyle as well, just running up and hitting someone. So now with a Blink, a little bit harder to stay safe against the Wind Ranger.
Some pretty big items on the horizon for Nigma Galaxy. I don't know if they necessarily need them before the next team fight, but it would obviously feel good if they could finish off. A Shiver's Guard on the Axe. A Scythe of Ice on this. A Storm Spirit. Very strong tools that can dictate the outcome of a team fight.
Yeah, Phoenix is also saving long term for a Shiva or for a Hex as a next item. Makes sense, but only has 1800 gold, so quite a while to go there. But yeah, Team Spirit, I mean, they're the ones who just hit item timings. That's where they are the ones trying to drive here. Got the Satanic. They want to force a fight right now. Ember also added a little bit of tankiness by getting the plate mail, working on the Shivas as mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and so far Spirit haven't really been able to have a fight on their own terms. It's been Nigma Galaxy smoking and running at them, forcing reactive Rolling Thunder, reactive grip. If they can actually find a way to pop a Lincolns or get a grip on a key target, it's way, way nicer for them to start the fight that way. Enchantress considering her next neutral item, tier 4. Enchantress Bauble over there.
Yeah. Pondering as we head back into the game.
No, I'm just pondering the orb. Pondering the bauble. The bauble.
Yeah. Pondering my bauble. Yeah, probably not gonna hold on to the poor man's shield again here. We'll see.
Oh, Nigma Galaxy just sitting, waiting. Not playing under any vision, so it's still a little bit spooky over
Storm
here in the fog.
Wisdom. His scan is a little bit off to his side. He could get jumped here.
Oh, the Rolling Thunder. They're going to get straight on him with a grip as well. They're trying to come across Nigma Galaxy to try and save Lauren off, but they're not quick enough. The flurry of pings, the realization.
That was very close to him getting away. He did get the wisdom at least, so he's level 25 now, got the balance talents. If they can wait until he respawns before the next fight happens, that's very good for them. But 90 seconds does mean that this Roche is on the menu.
Any bounty runes? He's 30 gold away from buyback.
Yeah, that's true. He will get his buyback soon.
Yeah,
If they do want to go and fight, I think he's calling it. He's 10 gold away from buyback now, so he will have it.
You think so? They're going to go for this? They start on Laurel. Nightmare save. Oh, gets Laurel away. He's going to be able to BKB and stay alive. And now Remnant and go to dive onto GH's Phoenix. Laurel can chase this one down. Rue and not me. From the right-hand side, trying to catch up to Divine now. GH has the Supernova Sunray to be placed. Collapse bouncing between the rocks. Yatoro just opens up and kills the egg as Omar and Sumail, they're in some serious trouble. They brought Lorenov back with a buyback, and he's getting onto Laurel. The Ember Spirit slight dodging some damage, but the dunk there. The bell rings again as Divine slams down onto him, but Laurel, he's going to buy. Both mid laners returning to the fight as a shackle shot. It catches two of them, but they're unable to follow through. So mid laner, buyback. We lose two supports on the Radiant. Bane dies on the Dire. But in the end, Yatoro, he got the Aegis to begin with.
Yeah. T-Spirit have to make something happen now, though, because they bought back on Laurel. I think they could have been happy with the buyback of Storm, try and get out from there and just accept the result of the fight. But now with this buyback, they need to get some pushing done.
Oh, they'll do it. Yeah, they'll push that tier 2. Thinking about tier 3 as well with Roshan's banner. Yatoro just steps up by the staircase. Device starts with a blink call. Collapse poking with a nullifier to pop the Lincolns on that Wind Ranger. But they've got to deal with the creep wave coming in. Roshan's banner makes it very difficult to stop the push, but Nigma Galaxy are throwing everything they can in towards this creep wave.
It's pretty rough. The banner still stays alive, but the wave did get dragged and killed.
And Divide, he's going to get rolled on. He moved in here, trying to play aggressively to defend his base. Team Spirit not going to go for the full dive as Lorenov gets into the back line. Yatoro now shackled up, damage coming in from the Wind Ranger. The Bane nightmares it, but the Wheel of Wonder well placed there to pop the Aegis already. Team Spirit have got some heavy lifting now to do to protect Yatoro's Shadow Fiend and collapse. He's going to pick things up, but the grip on the Wind Ranger at the front, boxed up and saved by the Ringmaster. Lorenov zipped onto Yatoro, the BKB Shadow Fiend hammering into GH, but he dives away now. So many ways to disengage and get a bit of distance from your enemies. Yatoro, he needs protection. He needs someone to save him. He'll get a push back away from Divide, but the hammer is there. Once again, slaying the beast as Sumail, chased away by Laurel, but able to stand there, tanking through the onslaught. Sumail's Wind Ranger finally found by Spirit as Lorenov, the blink call from Divide, trying to protect the storm. He gets the job done. Collapses Pango, though, just keeps on going. Scardy slow from Sumail, the buyback of the Wind Ranger, needing to get a little bit more out of this one. Collapse, rolling up, and then beeping away. The full thunder comes out, and he gets the distance.
Whew. These fights, man. Crazy stuff going down. In the end, the Fiend script getting cancelled there was really, really clutch. I didn't see if he did get Vortex on him, because he Glimmer came up, and I thought that he would be able to get the full channel on his Fiend script, but either way, fight works out the way of Nigma Galaxy, and the buyback on Wind Ranger now puts them in a similar spot to what Team Spirit had before. Need to make something happen, need to get value, preferably force the buyback on at least someone. SF would be great, but if Enchantress buys back, I think they're at least happy with that.
9k damage by Wind Ranger, 8,500 by the Storm Spirit, 28 total by Nigma Galaxy there. Oh, yeah,
He's in the ulti.
in effect, a dieback from this Laurel Ember Spirit gone for the better part of a minute now. Team Spirit didn't get that tier 3 mid lane. Never mind a lane of barracks. It's Nigma Galaxy who comes sprinting down that mid lane. Run it all the way back. Looking at a lane for themselves. Jump in from Divide, catching Not Me with that attempted Nightmare halting to the push, but he's just dunked down into oblivion. Collapse with the Rolling Thunder, causing a bit of chaos, but Nigma Galaxy sticking to their guns and hitting the buildings. The barracks are falling.
A good ward sentry. A lot of damage coming in from Rue here, but he has to care not to overstep. If he does get jumped by anyone.
There's Divide. Blink calls him. So Mel's going to try with a focus fire here onto Rue. It's a little risky. Lorinoff thinking he can go for Yatoro, though. With the ball lightning into Vortex after Hex, they need the Nightmare save and the BKB up. Wheel of Wonder's not going to work, and Yatoro, he can start clicking into the egg. GH far too far forward. Killed off as Team Spirit buy back the 2 supports. Returning fire onto Sumail now with Collapse. Getting on the Wind Ranger. They can move forward with the Remnants and maybe find Sumail. He's tanky, but not able to survive through Yatoro's damage, and now they've got Divide as well. Team Spirit, they spend 2 more buybacks this time on supports. They defend their base, but they still lose a lane of barracks.
Is under attack.
I mean, they killed the Wind Ranger though. She's dead with no buyback. This is massive. 2 minutes of no wind. They can just push, and this is going to be a very difficult defense. They do have triple buyback. And Storm, one of the best base defense heroes, since you can zip out, zip back again, and keep using mana and refilling with the fountain. But 90 seconds of no Wind Ranger as they're about to crack your high ground. This is a very, very precarious situation for Nigma.
What a crazy game. So back and forth. Both teams finding angles. We've not had more than a 4K net worth lead in 50 minutes of gameplay. Super tight between these 2 squads. Nigma Galaxy, though, you're right, on the back foot. With no Wind Ranger for 70 seconds, we'll get the balance back in the game with this mid lane of Rax taken out on the Radiant side.
With the big move, he goes full butterfly, no buyback. He's not saving buyback for this high ground push. He's just gonna go for the butterfly and say, let's get some damage done. So his DPS is actually crazy right now.
That's insane. Monumental Shadow Fiend. 6 slotted. No boots. Who needs him?
Not a bad item, as the Wind Ranger also already bought the Crystallis. She's committed towards the Daedalus and will not have MKB.
Another tier 3 tower. Yatoro finishes the job. Storm Spirit trying to shove out that mid wave. 5 at a time. Don't allow Team Spirit to get anything more after these 2 lanes of barracks. But I can imagine Spirit just say, okay, 1 lane remains. All we have to do now is play through the enemy ancients, play through top.
Yeah, I think they're going to back up and start taking the safe areas and safe objectives. There's Wisdom to be taken for themselves. They have Tormentor that they could possibly play for. And of course, Roche is the big objective. Next Roche is still not up just yet. Could spawn in a minute and a half. Curious to see if Omar is going to buy this BKB or if there's something else he will pick up. Like, maybe he will go for a Hex as well. Daedalus has been purchased on the Wind Ranger as well. Doesn't have buyback anyway, so may as well spend the gold.
The double scan in that top left corner. Radiant and Dire are both looking at the gate. Nigma Galaxy gathering up with an interesting position to smoke from. Top left corner are now going to be sweeping down through the map as they have to, lines drawn by GH. They have to come back and deal with mid and bottom wave.
Ooh, big item is just in. The Aghanim Scepter on Bane means that you have to keep your Ringmaster box to protect whoever gets Fiend Script. Otherwise, you're going to struggle to cancel it.
The ping on Pango.
It's been spotted, but they didn't see exactly where it was.
It's been found. Shackle shot into Wheel of Wonder. Collapse. Dead for 2 minutes. And Team Spirit, they're smoked up and looking for a fight, even without the Pangolier. They're trying to swarm across to the Radiant Ancient spot where GH has dragged a massive wave around, but Lorinoff is there to zip over the smoke, sees them all coming.
Yeah, reveals everything. Pretty low mana on the Storm, but still, Vision is very king here.
Lorinoff is a madman! Look at him go! He zips in, uses all of his mana, pops the Greaves, keeps on going on Yatoro, but he's been gripped up now. Yatoro trying to stand there with his Satanic going, but he's got too many targets to try and hit. Lonoff breaks free. The Shadow Fiend is dead. Not me now. Dug into the ground by Devi as well. Nigma Galaxy on the back of Lonoff just balling in.
I can't help but feel that was a suicidal attempt, though. They're going out and playing without their Pango, going in this aggressive move, so they relied heavily on the surprise factor. No one will expect that we're going for this move, but unfortunately for them, Storm just zipped down to check the rune, and they found everybody, and once the jig is up, they do not win a 5v4. And now, Bane dead for 80, Pango dead still. No buyback on him.
That's just crazy.
It should be game here. SF can buy back, but there's plenty to deal with the Shadow Fiend.
That Storm Spirit straight in. Jump and Hex Lol. Already forcing a defensive BKB. Lonoff has plenty in the tank to be able to zip away. And Shackle shot there momentarily. Team Spirit have had to buy back the Shadow Fiend just to hold on to what little remains of their base. Devi goes for a bold
nice
call
call.
in onto Lol, and he's going to find the dunk down on the Ember Spirit. Buyback's available for him. He's going to have to spend it here because Nigma Galaxy keep clicking their tier 4s.
Fantastic damage being done. He will definitely have to use it. He's trying to wait for the Pango respawn. With the Pango respawn and the buyback from him, maybe they can put up a fight in their own base.
Oh, they can feel it. Sumail wants this last tier 4 tower. He'll clear it out. Throne exposed now.
Yeah, they're going to play it safe. Nicely done by Nigma. They take a good fight, they back out, get the money from these double towers, and expose the throne for a future attempt. Find themselves an Arcane Rune on Storm, and Roche is available. This is just absolutely fantastic spot to be in.
That's just wild to me. I mean, I know Axe has had a few victories through this qualifier, but I feel like every game that I've cast, Axe has looked pretty sad and lost games. It gets taken out of the game, brought back as a clanker, and all of a sudden Devi is like, oh yeah, this is the good stuff.
Devi has played amazing this game. This entire, like, from start to finish as well. The lane, they were winning a lane against Enchantress SF. That is not easy to do as an Axe. But, yeah, he just knows his ins and outs really well in this hero. And he went for an Arcane Blink. I love to see that. So, get a little bit of mana regen from that whenever you blink. And, of course, being able to blink at a long distance as well is a pretty nice thing for Axe. Can surprise people a lot. The extra bit of range. 200 more range on this.
Nigma Galaxy on the verge. We've got the largest net worth lead we've had this game so far. 8k to the good. And it's still a situation where both teams are down 2 lanes of Rax each. But when you're a Radiant team here with Aegis, Cheese, and you've run the last couple of team fights in a dominating fashion, Team Spirit have got a lot of work to do, and their morale down in the dumps right now.
Aegis Cheese and also Refresher Shard over on the Phoenix is pretty worth mentioning too, because that's a very, very strong thing for him to have. He can use one ulti a bit more aggressively, and they have a nice combination. If he drops ulti, then that sets up for the Axe to just punish whoever tries to focus down the egg. He still has 6.5k gold, by the way, on GH. I'm suspecting that he really wants to keep his buyback, but he does want the Hex, so we're going to see him hold gold for a little while longer. Yeah, that's a crazy spike right there, pointed up by the Observer. The back and forth in this game.
Well, yeah, it was like 4k lead maximum for the first 50 minutes. Then all of a sudden, we have this super big jump. Spirit having a 10k lead, then back to 13k over on Nigma Galaxy. And here we go, Daedalus Shadow Fiend. And Team Spirit looking for the high ground hold.
The Arcane Rune is timed out at least, so Storm doesn't have that. He does have a Regen Rune, however.
Opening of the
they're
fight
going to have to use
really
the few
hard
heroes
for
with buybacks really well here. Both this supports the buyback. Inside Team Spirit.
I love Lonoff, man. This guy is such a gamer. He just ball lightnings into the middle of the enemy base, says, "Hey, how you doing?" "Hello there." And then ball lightnings away.
Yeah, and finishes farming his Eye of Skadi as well, so got the full thing.
Wow.
Pretty damn tanky now. A lot of HP, a lot of stats.
Yeah, I mean, SF also super reliant on this Satanic.
Yeah, SF with the Daedalus, queuing up the Rapier next. SF DPS is insane, but if he doesn't get to right-click people, I think they cannot win the fight. So, all eyes on Yatoro, really.
It really is, yeah. Like Lull, Collapse, they are chaos creators, noise
Yeah,
makers.
no DPS really.
They are flag bearers for the big man Shadow Fiend. Nigma Galaxy looking for a moment here. Divide just lurking in the
Flags.
shadows, trying to find a blink call, but won't get it this time.
That's a long way out for that banner. And she tries to go for it.
Yeah, got a couple of hits in there, but everything's still glyphed up. The catapults launching projectiles onto that tier 3. Divide still trying to find this opening. Quite a bold move. He is the one with the Aegis, don't forget. So it's pretty
Bane
clear
with
for him to
Fiend
go, but they've got a grip on the storm.
That's a good
Lorinov,
grip.
he's being focused up. Where's the save? Anything to get Lorinov out
They
of
just
there?
used
There's nothing. Divide's going to go back in, but he's just being hammered by the Shadow Fiend. Ember will remnant forward. There's the first Supernova with the Sun Ray to top the axe back up. Laurel is low and has to get back towards Fountain, so Team Spirit, they scramble to try and get Laurel out of there as he just barely scrapes past that power shot.
You see that split-second decision right there? The moment Ringmaster uses Box on the axe to prevent him losing all his HP, they say, okay, we can go, and not me. Sees his chance, goes in, Fiend scripts this storm. Just very, very fast on realizing the possibility there. Soon that possibility will not be available, though, because we see Ringmaster buying an Aghanim Scepter next, so he will have 2 charges on the Escape Act.
There we go. We're also about to reach tier 5 neutral item time again for the second time as qualifier.
Oh yeah? Any good stuff? Will we see a Book of the Dead Wind Ranger again?
Oh my god, please no.
Come on, Samil, you know it. It's a good item on Wind Ranger.
It's pretty bad.
Fogg actually wrote to me after that game. He was like, Book of the Dead? You know, he could not believe his eyes the same as me. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Sometimes you get bad options, but I don't feel like that was the case there. So we'll see how this one plays out.
Couple of minutes to go. Get ourselves into 60 minutes.
Yeah, both teams seem to kind of fall back on farming and controlling. DD Rune gets grabbed for Laurel though. And the Aegis times out, so now we see them being a bit more respectful of team spirits.
Yeah, but
This is
you're
where it has to feel bad to be Nigma still, because you're 2 racks taken against a team spirit 58 minutes into the game, but you just know you can never count them out. Even if the throne is fully exposed, it's team spirit, man. It's late game scary.
Yeah, I genuinely wonder if maybe the better strategy there would be to not like you kind of want to go for this last line of ranks and get mega creeps, right? But maybe it would have been better to do one of these surprise plays where you smoke into top, have the you have the fight in the wide open base rather than this funneled channel where you're stuck with a Shadow Fiend just hitting you.
Yeah. The thing is, Team Spirit would probably read it too. So if you're not poking up the high ground, they know there's only one thing you're likely to do with Aegis power play, and that's going in there. So
Yeah.
their read is so good overall.
They're omnipotent, omniscient. They see, smell, hear, feel everything.
Would you agree, though, that Team Spirit's biggest enemy in this game have been themselves? They took a fight when they had, you know, the Pango dead earlier. They took the fight where they elected to go into the rune spot that was low ground. I mean, not to take away from Nigma, I think they've played amazingly, but Team Spirit have made some choices that felt like it made the game harder for themselves.
Yeah, I definitely don't think they've been playing at their highest level. That's for damn sure. There's definitely been some slip-ups here from Spirit. But they've held their own for the most part. Like, even though they've had these cock-ups, they're in a position here where it's still a reasonably even game.
This game is getting to a crazy point right now, though. We're getting to this point where SF is close to the full rapier. The tier 5 items are coming in 10 seconds. We'll start farming for that. And a smoke coming out. This is the dishonorable play. You know, they don't want to go for the tier 5 items. They want to go stab someone who's farming for them. There's a shield rune. Great rune for Samil to have.
6,000 health Wind Ranger, huh? Blinks in, gets gripped. Lincoln's was already popped, but they got the box. Saved up, and BKB's up. It's collapsed. Has to try and roll away. The missed chance. Maybe protecting him as not me. He's getting burst down by Lorinov. Bane is gone. Laurel holding the line there, protecting the Yatoro Shadow Fiend. Just get a bit of distance now as Lorinov with Devi playing aggressively to try and find another jump. Ball lightning in onto Collapse this time as the Storm Spirit clears through the Pangolier, and Yatoro just can't hit anyone. There's ball lightning in and out. There's a freaking Supernova Sun Ray you're going to try and deal with, and Axe just jumps in for the call and the kill. GH picks up the double. Team Spirit going to start trying to buy back and return fire, but my goodness, Nigma Galaxy just dumped it on them.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. And we see the difference when they get a good Fiend script onto someone who cannot be saved, or when the Ringmaster is ready. Sitting behind Omar, good positioning, ready there, keeps his Wind Ranger safe. The Shield Rune definitely helped as well, but that fight was dominant for them. And Storm used the cheese plus healing Lotus as well to refresh his entire mana pool twice. Just kept fighting a lot.
All right, it's buyback time. Your throne is getting hit by these super creeps. Bottom lane's being clicked down by Sumail.
And they want more. They're not happy with just these buybacks. They want the SF, they want the Ember.
Yeah, I mean, Devi's already jumped in onto Rude, trying to elicit a reaction, but they've got a grip on his axe. Devi's gonna get free of it, but Rolling Thunder connecting nicely here onto this Devi and Sumail duo, blowing them up on the high ground. Now a Nightmare side by time for Yatoro with his Sunray, the damage in the Wheel of Wonder, and Lorinoff finishes the job. Shadowfiend's gone for a long time now. Lorinoff might be in trouble though, still with Laurel and Collapse on his tail, they clear him out. Nigma Galaxy, we're gonna have 5 buybacks to try and finish the game. It might just be the play.
Yeah, they're just rushing for it. Storm doesn't have TP though, he has to make it over there. Oh, he used his TP before he died, I think. With the cooldown. Or TP'd on the outpost earlier.
Devi's holding his buyback. Pretending I don't have a buyback. Of course, I would have used it if I had one. But he's got booted travel too.
Yeah, he will buy back onto a hero in the team fight. And that's a very, very scary prospect here. He can jump right into the fight onto whichever hero he wants. The smoke even on this play. Omar scouting for his team.
Yeah, he's looking for it. 5 versus 4. There's the buyback. TP in onto the Storm. Collapse getting blasted. Down he goes as well. Lorinoff is being gripped up, but a Cyclone in the sky is going to buy some time and save him up. As Not Me gets surrounded on all sides. Devi hammers him down as Team Spirit back in the fountain trying to hide as Nigma Galaxy overwhelm, swarm, clear out hero after hero and start looking for the throne. Laurel can do what he can, trying to poke from fountain, glyph up the Ancient, but it's dying eventually. Nigma Galaxy on the brink of victory. A few more punches onto the building, shatter the foundations of Team Spirit's base. Get this game 1 victory in the books and force the GG out of Yatoro. What a way to start a series.
Fantastic start here, and what a play. They should feel good about themselves for this one. Honestly, impressive stuff coming out from Nigma.
Here we go, game 2, best of 3. Nigma Galaxy a single win away from qualifying to TI. But Team Spirit going to put up their strongest defense here to stop that from happening. There are 4 slots to be shared, and both these teams looking for one of them early on.
That's true. We're really close here. Nigma just need to stay focused. And Clock gonna cliff you. The threats are coming out.
Who's he talking to? Anyone who will listen?
I mean, he tipped Collapse, so just assume that he's gonna get in his head early.
I guess so. Well, both teams are going to smoke out. Looks like Nigma Galaxy heading with 3 down south.
I want to say one thing worth mentioning about the Tide pick for Collapse is that it also is pretty good against the Storm. Once you get your shard later on, you can throw the Dead End Water on him. It could be a really good way to lock him down because they needed something to help lock down the Storm. Obviously, Ravage is very costly to do it, but Shard, you can do it on lower cooldown and more easily.
Can Spectre reality away from stuff when she's been anchored up?
I don't think so, but I haven't tried it. I'm actually not sure.
Not certain of that.
Most mobility abilities are cancelled by it, but it's not always true, so.
Because it doesn't say she doesn't, you know, she doesn't blink or teleport or anything. She assumes. Spectre assumes the target Shadow Step or Haunt Illusion, destroying it. So I don't know if is assumption a mobility ability.
Root stops assumptions.
The root of all evil.
No longer assume.
You may no longer assume. Oh, we'll try and keep our eyes out for that interaction, if Dead in the Water actually pays off against the Spectre or not. For now, keep tabs on that mid lane. Ember Spirit against the Storm. Laurel against Lorinoff. Honestly, Lorinoff has had such a tremendous career as a stand-in. Every time he's joined an actual team, it hasn't looked particularly good. He's had that special stand-in effect. But here on Nigma Galaxy, that story's completely changed. He's come in here and looked like an incredible player from start to finish.
Yeah, for sure. He's a mercenary. Has been. Down bottom. Speaking of mercenaries, there's a battle going on.
Collapse dead. GH traded. Not Me getting sliced down by Sumail. A double kill for Spectre. Already out of this safe lane. How does that even happen?
What a start, man. That is amazing stuff. I mean, it comes down to Phoenix, really. Phoenix is a scary hero to trade hits against, and they took a lot of right clicks and burned from the Dying Light as well.
You come into the
focus
King's
Phoenix
lane with no gifts. Get killed. Executed in that bot lane by Sumail. Imagine,
Two
just
gifts,
imagine
their
this.
lives.
A Spectre with 2 kills already in laning stage. Has the urn ready. 6 stick charges. Oh, it's a great start.
Yeah, pretty fantastic spot now, because even if he dies, he comes back with an urn charge. If he, gets a kill, then it's even better. So it's a win-win situation from here.
GH diving back on to not me again. Leap charge used, has 1 remaining, taking a tremendous amount of damage from Fire Spirits and the dagger. But they've kept Collapse at least farming in front of his tier 1 for the moment. Not an easy
Needs to
time
get a
for
few
Spirit.
CS finally after the first kills going the way of Spectre there. Meanwhile, this Nigma lane, not quite as easy for them on the side of Nigma Galaxy. Picking a Nigma, normally you want to pick it against some carry who doesn't have an easy way to kill the Eidolons. SF does kill the Eidolons though. It's not super simple, but he does have the raise and pretty strong damage with the presence as well.
That can be pretty powerful. You can always send the Eidolons to go deal with the Bane. Do some Nightmare transferring and be annoying. Right now just dealing with the creeps. As bottom lane, we just keep our eyes on Sumail. Collapse at 400 health. Trying to gush back and anchor smash in. Sumail, he pops the Fairy Fire. Still dies as they blood grenade GH now, and there is no dive. So Team Spirit recuperating that bottom lane as they fire arrows in the back of the Phoenix and get not me a double kill.
Double kills back and forth, but now with the Spectre coming back as well, I'm not sure they can even finish up this creep wave. Mid lane, we even see some action. Attempts for a kill.
Going head to head. And Lorinov still has a little bit left in the tank here. He pops the stick, uses the bottle, has a mango left as backup. That seems like we'll return to normal business, regular broadcasting. Storm is ahead though, 19-8 against the 10-1 of Laurel, so it feels like Lorinov has definitely leveled up here in game 2.
Yeah, it says a lot about how he plays, man. The fact that he's winning the lane against Laurel. Laurel is such a good mid laner as well nowadays. I feel like I can say it all day. Laurel is a fantastic player, but 21-10 on Storm against a 13-1, so pretty handedly going Storm's way.
Yeah, Lorinov's feeling it now. The Spirit obviously going to be happy with this bottom lane recuperating after some early losses. So Collapse pretty tanky with a double bracer. Can kind of stand in the way and not really worry too much. But yeah, Mirana moves into mid, guarding the water rune, taking it under the nose of Lorinov as Laurel goes and bottles up his own one. Suddenly swarming in this mid lane. Everyone's here. All the supports have arrived.
Not just stealing the rune, but also dealing tons of damage to Lorinov. So normally if you lose the rune, it's one thing, but he lost tons of HP into this as well, used his magic stick, and now doesn't feel that great against Laurel anymore.
And then Devi up at top has lost all his Eidolons. He's going to have to try and spawn some more as he was getting clicked out of lane by the Yatoro Shadow Fiend. And you move the clockwork mid, you leave this Enigma open to a 1v2 situation. That is not a friendly spot to be in.
Yeah, and Bane is going to go over and do some pulling as well. So far, the top lane is looking very, very good for Team Spirit.
It's been kind of challenging for GH down this bottom lane. Oh, Lorinov, is he dying mid to Laurel? Been singing his praises here. Last hit-wise, he's had a cracking time, but Laurel just comes out. Thanks to the Mirana, of course, to get the kill, but GH will trade back.
Oh, no,
Spirit burn him down.
Now.
Ember Spirit gone, but Sumail is left alone completely. You're right. And GH was struggling to trade down here, and Sumail's going to feel the same burn as Collapse and Not Me get on top of the Spectre, while Rue is battling inside the cogs. Omar doesn't have enough to finish the job, while Devi grabs the bounty rune, then TP's back to tower. Aggression everywhere you look on this map. Mid to bot, back up to top. Everybody's dying.
Everybody's dying, and you know what? Never leave lane on 5. That's the valuable lesson that a fellow Swede once said, and so true, so true. Poor Spectre, nothing she can do, left alone there. Obviously, the Phoenix got a nice return kill though, so GH at least getting a bit of farm.
Looking for a rune. Rue also going to get pummeled, but it's Laurel that gets the haste. A 6-minute rune spawns for him again. That's something that Spirit were very fortunate with in game 1. They got pretty much every active rune. Nigma Galaxy didn't get their hands on any until like minute 16 or 18 or something.
They were looking for a rune, but they found a rune.
They did.
Only 75%, sorry. Smail down bottom. Not having a great time 1v1ing as well, so Phoenix finally making his way down back here. But at the 7-minute mark, normally this is when you want to leave the lane as a support. Try and maybe look to help out on the Wisdom rune.
Collapse just going to TP out, knowing there's no stuns. Perfectly fine to head back to Fountain. But yeah, the invasion on that left-hand side is coming in quickly. Larl and not me. They've got the chains into arrow set up. Cogs plays decently here to block the advance, but they're stuck inside to get raised down. Yatoro and Rue pick up a couple of kills, clear out the Eidolons, and then get the Wisdom Shrine. As GH tries to slide across to the right-hand side.
Ooh,
The Tidehunter's going to get
sure.
close. It's pretty tight. Collapse is made, sure. And GH has stopped in his track, so we've got the double shrine for Team Spirit.
Big plays here from Team Spirit. Nice invasion, and again, put in sort of like Zugzwang, the whole leaving lane early, then coming back to help the Spectre, but then you're not in place for the Wisdom fight. Unfortunately, that heavy aggression mids messed with GH early game a little bit.
Now, lots of putting out fires. Sumail in this lane against the Tidehunter, getting anchor smashed all the time. Not a hero that you can really sit and trade with. Sumail has to hide, wait for last hits. So Collapse running this lane now. I think Sumail would love to get a haunt going. Some kind of play in towards mid, maybe. They'll jump in as Loronov's being initiated on. Stays alive, and they'll turn onto Rue. Again, finding the Bane and maybe the Mirana. And Loronov actually still ticks over. Not Me found a little bit of additional damage. I'll dive tier 1 tower for this Mirana with the Urn Charge on her. She's dropped low, but not dead just yet. Nigma Galaxy can't finish it. There's a Ravage as well. Collapse is going to come in to clip onto Sumail, stunning him. Raise doesn't land, so Sumail breaks free.
Gonna get away. Got a lot of nice kills there. Pretty costly investment running this many heroes to your mid lane, but there was the reaction from SF as well. So pretty clean stuff from Nigma. Loronov TPs to take the bottom farm, making sure that they don't lose too much value. Has to be a bit careful about the sleep into arrow, but there's not really any core to bring the damage.
That's pretty nice. They've got chains and nightmare into the arrow to set up on Loronov, but it's not quite enough. Yeah, you're right. Can't take him down. Meanwhile, Yatoro has been soloed by Davai.
Yeah, painful stuff coming in. I think he just gets run around the corner, Dominator plus Black Hole. I mean, you drop the Black Hole, you usually win fights 1v1 early on as an Enigma.
What can you do? Yatoro getting undone by Davai. So Davai came into mid, killed off Larl with a final touch, then gets Yatoro. And yeah, you're right, just round the corner, Malefice into Black Hole, has the Eidolons and the Warpine Raider. Rocket Flare, a little bit of help there. Required as well before the Requiem was coming.
It's very scary to play against a Dominator Enigma when he has Black Hole ready. It was spent, but that also means he had time to open up the tier 1 tower. So, first tower advantage going their way. Not sure if we're going to see him defend bottom as well. It is under siege right now.
And another close game on our hands. 8-8, 10 minutes in. Very tight.
Classic start.
An opening period of play. Larl is going to zip away again, guarding all of the runes.
As for the rune is bottom every time. Last game, this game, it's just bottom runes.
Legitimately. Like, actually bottom rune every single time. Even the illusion rune that was the first one Nigma Galaxy got in that game, like minute 18 or whatever, was bottom spawn as well.
No. It's rigged. Rigged the game.
That's Larl with a shield rune, getting everything he wants. But yeah, now this top lane's open, Omar can start swinging into the jungle, scouting the Shadow Fiend and making life a little more challenging. Because you cut across some very important farming territory that he needs. And then Davai is, vacuuming up multiple jungle camps at the same time. He's got 2 Eidolons and Hero here, and then further north he's got his Helm Creep plus more, killing another camp. Full efficiency from him.
Yeah, he's also scouting, you know, before they saw the SF, he was scouting himself. Nice
Supernova.
They're gonna be able to kill it.
Too quick with the damage. And the safety remnant for Ember Spirit gets him the distance. And similar
Quite some
stories.
aggressive plays coming out.
Similar stories between Enigma and Tidehunter as well, right? Enigma gets to take up that whole portion of the map. Collapse is the same story because he's just too tanky to run at.
Yeah, at this point, you don't really kill him unless you bring, I think, either Storm with full mana and some other heroes, or a Black Hole again. And Ember just diving in mid with the shield rune. Pretty hard to deal with a shield runed Ember, too much HP.
We've also got Collapse just high-fiving the Spectre, you know, anchor smashing, denying creeps, being annoying. Looks like Collapse is going to go back into jungle now and give Smell finally a bit of face time with the creeps.
Black Hole is off cooldown, so we see Divine making a move, swinging behind. Actually, the creeps are in good position. Could get onto the Bane.
Diving in with GH, not quite able to get there. Laurel has a Remnant ready to use, but the arrow into Ravage going to clip Divide. Tried to go for the Black Hole play, but punished big time. Team Spirit rally around this Ember Spirit and make sure that, no, you do not get a freebie.
Not Me was so ready for that one. Good play coming out from him, and the double earn on the side of Team Spirit means that they can easily heal up as well. Get their HP back after this little engagement.
I kind of like this meta where we've got one going for Distiller, one going for Vessel. That earns
It's great, yeah.
a lot of payoff.
It's aggressive as well. I like aggressive itemization methods. I don't like when everything is about buying tankiness and survivability. We have enough of that in the current patch as well. But, you know, these aggressive items are fun to me.
Oh, interesting. I was going to ask you about this Tidehunter because he had Consecrated Wraps queued for quite a while. I was thinking, we had this conversation yesterday or the other day, right? Why not Pipe? And you said, you know, supports don't like to buy Pipe, you know, Consecrated, but he's a Tidehunter. And it looks like he has decided to go back for the Pipe. Oh, Enigma gripped up and just right-click down as he steps up to lane. So Divide goes mid, tries to play. Waste Black Hole, dies. Goes top lane, dies. This Enigma has been shut down now quite significantly.
Yeah, this definitely sets him back quite a bit. He was the one doing the best on his team, but his deaths are costly. Nice hook shot and zip in.
Yeah, the hook shot not quite landing as intended, but they'll still get the ball lightning and the follow-through damage. Spectre arrives and makes sure that Yatoro is punished. So even though Divide does die in that top lane, Nigma Galaxy able to get something out of it.
That's the downside with making aggressive plays on your safe lane where you already lost the tower. You basically expose yourself pretty far out.
Still chasing as
trying
well.
to get away.
Yeah, half
Storm has
HP
an
Bane.
arcane.
Dodging all the fiery spirits. I don't want to go onto tower here with Laurel lurking nearby. He's going to catch onto Omar. The Spirit Vessel and the chains. Tons of damage over time. The Storm Spirit, he's got a rune. Who cares about Clockwork? Loronoff's bottled a regen. He's super happy.
Of course he got a rune. He went to a bottom rune spot.
Again. That's always bottom. Oh, now Collapse is coming. A big blob. Going to plant himself on this tier 1 mid lane.
Yeah, this is difficult to defend as well. You don't really have Black Hole yet. You used a lot of resources for your previous ganks. The Spectre ulti is on cooldown, so this tower, you can delay it a little bit, I think, but defending it fully is pretty hard. With the glyph.
A lot of space for Yatoro to clear out jungle camps and then join his squad. Top of the net worth. Shadow Fiend has arrived.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, the attack speed, Feast of Souls, and Berserk.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So Spectre, no surprise, they're going for the standard Spectre build in the current patch, which is just power treads earn into Radiance. Early Radiance timing feels pretty amazing.
Yeah, Dormant Curio, I guess, didn't get any good options for the tier 1 neutral item.
Dormant is fine. Yeah, I think I would take like weighted dice over it for sure, but it's generally pretty good to have Dormant Curio because you can have that late game power spike that Spectre likes to have.
It's like weighted dice, occult bracelet. The chip vest is always good. And Spectre farming jungle. I feel like if you don't get one of those drops, it's like, okay, Dormant Curio it is then. Right, Nigma Galaxy making a bit of a home for themselves in that top jungle. Ward coverage spots Rue coming in, which is immediately sentried and killed. GH sitting here with a casual plate mail on his way to that Shiva's Guard. It's always funny to see Phoenix item builds because they don't need anything necessarily. They're just like, okay, what's the biggest item that I can roughly afford to go for?
It can look a bit random, but in this game, it makes a lot of sense to go for a plate mail early as well, because you're against this minus armor strat. There's Gush, there's SF with the aura, so not dying immediately to SF right clicks is pretty big. Top tower is dropping, by the way, taking some serious damage.
Yeah, they need a couple of heroes there to clear the Eidolons, while GH clears the jungle camps behind them. Decent from Nigma Galaxy here. Push out that top wave entirely, force Team Spirit to come back and react, and then you've got all this space for Spectre to farm down bottom lane, and Storm's clearing out ancient camps himself. Really just looking for this big timing to hit, where you're going to have the Greaves on Storm now, Spectre with Radiant soon, and this Enigma is going to have the Blink and the Shard momentarily.
I think I would have preferred to see him just go for the full aura build instead of the Blink BKB build, but it's going to be interesting to see if Davai can find the massive black holes. This build has a little bit more pressure on actually landing the ultis, but it will give him a big power spike late game as well. Once you have the Blink, BKB, you know, get Aghanims, Refresher, you start becoming this monster as well.
And you become the big threat on the map. Especially when you've got so much chaos creation in front of you. Like, Enigma doesn't have to show in the fight for a long time. When Spectre can haunt, you've got Clockwork Rocket Flare. Lorenoff we've seen plenty of times, just ball lightning into fog to give vision. There's a lot of chances for Divide to kind of sit and be patient to wait for that moment to jump.
I think the big... Oh, nice arrow. Not going to be able to burst fully here as Spectre stays alive.
Yeah, gonna send that illusion forward. Omar, I mean, he was bodyguarding the Spectre here, but he's gonna die for it. And gripped up and clicked by Yatoro. Team Spirit bringing numbers down his bottom lane.
Zipping in and then zipping back as well is very costly. Now the mana is pretty low on Storm, so they can be the ones pressuring a tier 2 tower down bottom. And I think this is important because Team Spirit, they are on a timer in this game. Against late game Spectre, Enigma, especially Enigma going for the Blink build, you will not have an easy time. So they need to make a lot happen in the next 25 minutes. Basically, you need to close the game before minute 45 plus starts happening.
That's a good way to do it. Kill tier 2, set up a Tormentor, place all these deep wards so you can basically hem Nigma Galaxy to the left side of the map. You can already see Divide trying to break free of the enclosure that's being built around them. Sends the creeps in towards mid to cut into that tower and try and bring it down. But it's like, you know, the bottom third of the map is uninhabitable for Nigma Galaxy right now. And then Spirit are very quickly springing towards the top lane. Try and force Nigma away from here. Lorenoff's in a decent position with GH to smoke break and stand atop the staircase. But the wraparound's longer than maybe even they expected. The smoke gank is maneuvered onto Sumail. Nightmare to start.
Oh, what a catch.
In comes the Sunray Supernova, though, as Yatoro is going to get jumped on by Lorenoff. He gets the buffs put on him, the Pavis to shield him up and protect the SF, but he's been burst down, and Sumail jumps in for another one. Looks at Not Me, wants Rue as well. There are easy targets. Just ready for the pickings here, as Sumail is going to slice into the Bane. GH and Lorenoff also hunting Not Me on the right-hand side, but Laurel has arrived, gets a catch onto Lorenoff, arrow flies forward. It's difficult for Spirit to catch onto someone, and Device is going to straight up black hole collapse. Hook shot in onto Not Me now, Ravage onto a few though now as Sumail, he's been found in the tree line. Nigma Galaxy could not protect their Spectre. Omar is going to get caught on the way through the door as well with the chains into arrow.
Started out looking pretty grim there for Team Spirit, but in the end, when the Ember comes in and the Tidehunter from below, they just had to get out, and ultimately too much resources were already spent. Fight could also have been completely different if the Bane had Fiend's Grip already when that smoke play happened, but he had cooldown, so could not be the one setting up.
Another bottom rune. Invis for Lorenoff. Sentry for Rue, too far away. Still trying to catch up and burn him down, but they're not going to find him here, are they? Another sentry and another attempt with the slight chains. They really wanted Lorenoff there.
Yeah, it's optimistic, but can't really find him that far away. Rue wants the bounty rune, but knowing the Invis Storm was there, doesn't want to get caught out.
I thought for a moment Rue was baiting the rune as well. Like, can I go grip the Storm if he comes for this?
Yeah,
doesn't have the opportunity,
out of
though.
Detection, sadly, from both those sentries.
Oh, might still be able to go. This Moonlight Shadow. The dust is thrown out, and Omar once again just puts himself in harm's way. And he's going to try and tank the full brunt of this one, but a hook shot into TP within the Mud Golems. He's out of there.
That's a nice play right there.
Thank you, Shard Golems.
Yeah, space created by Omar. Here we see a replay of this. So Bane didn't have the Fiend script right now, and the cancel on the Requiem by Loranov was so clutch. Again, like you said, Loranov just having very good impact as a player on this team.
Is under attack.
Finding all the right moves. All the right moments to strike.
Oh,
Yeah, they got bogged.
GH stealing a wisdom.
Nice job. But yeah, they got bogged down in this extended fight where Nigma Galaxy really ran out of gas. And a black hole being used just for a Tide Hunter doesn't feel particularly good when there's no follow-through damage. Now, if this had been a 3-man black hole, cool. But in the end, it ends
Back
up
in live.
with Spectre dying.
GH did get killed by the Fiend script used there after he stole the wisdom. So I think he's pretty happy. He forced 3 heroes rotating over there. Took an ulti. So again, typical space creation here. Coming out from support.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They have not been able to use the Spectre ulti for a little while now. This is one of those ultis that you really want to rinse and repeat, get out there as often as possible, because a big part of the advantage of having a Spectre is that she can go for those kills. Otherwise, she gets outfarmed by the SF pretty hard. Sure, she's a stronger carry, but she's also 3,000 gold behind.
Yeah, it's just insane. Even though Yatoro gets focused quite heavily, has 3 deaths, and he got 3 kills to catch up, but he's still top of the net worth, even with all the Nigma Galaxy heroes running at him for 20 minutes. And he's done a tremendous job to hold on to his farm rate. Team Spirit gonna have a big maneuver up into this top jungle, though. Clockwork, once again in smoke break position. Moonlight Shadow is here, and they've got to jump on
Storm
Loranov.
is sharded.
Storm has the anchor put on him. He can't get out of this. He's been stunned and disabled. Down into the ground. 2 swift kills there for Spirit, as Roshan is an objective they can just walk straight into.
Yeah, they could start taking it for sure with the SF moving over.
Are they not?
Looks like they... I think they are. I think they still are. They just want to shove the mid lane.
Oh, there's Eidolons to kill. Yeah. Collapse wants that free money.
Don't want to let the lanes push too far back. Always uncomfortable. Makes it hard to make those ganks and rotations. But yeah, this Roche is pretty difficult to contest. Nobody's in the area. Nigma has to go base and heal up his mana. So yeah, this is going to be Aegis over on the SF most likely.
This has been much cleaner from Team Spirit. 5k lead into objectives. Roshan and Aegis for Yatoro.
So Divide does have Blink BKB though. He's getting to that point, as I said, where Enigma gets really hard to deal with. He can find it to just sit back, wait for his moment, and get a 2 or 3 man black hole. That could be absolutely game deciding.
So Mael still feeling like he's
Radiant's
recovering in this game. Even with such a good start, the 2 initial kills look great, but the lane matchup against the Tide Hunter definitely started to hurt. And you're right, not being able to spam the Haunt has kept him locked in this bottom portion of the map, just farming neutral creeps for a good 3
And
or
he's
4
lagging
minutes.
behind, right? It's been a long time without using ulti now. I said he was 3,000 gold behind the SF. Now he's 4,000 gold and an Aegis behind the SF. So you desperately need to find some setups for him. It's not necessarily on him so much. It's more on his team to look for a pickoff somewhere.
And meanwhile, you've got a Shadow Fiend who's just walking towards towers. Like, okay, top lane, say goodbye to all of your buildings. Solar Crest behind him from Rue as well. And Team Spirit set up in formation to protect the Shadow Fiend as they just bulldoze down every single one of these objectives.
I like they finished up the Hurricane Pike on SF as well. Very good against the Clockwork in this game. They are looking to defend. Good jump SF right now. Oh, shot missed.
Hook shot misses. Loranov starts with a Vortex. This is already starting off awkward as Yatoro gets pushed to high ground, not even losing his first life. He's
Didn't even
away
Hurricane
from them.
Pike. That's just the cogs pushing him up there. Alright. He's pretty happy with that. I mean, that was Spectre ulti, so very, very good stuff for Team Spirit. And now Spectre back to feeling pretty weak.
Yeah, I mean, that was meant to be your big smoke as Nigma Galaxy. Show off this Enigma with a Blink BKB. Nothing comes of it. Don't even pop the Aegis, and Team Spirit say, okay, well, back to regular scheduled movement. Let's kill off this tier 2 in the mid lane. We didn't finish top, but that's fine. We can go back and shove out waves.
Radiant's middle tower
And GH has done a decent job here clearing the lane. and making it a bit more challenging to approach the tier 2.
Look at Rue. He's hunting. He knows. Oh, good escape from GH. Doesn't have TP just yet, but now he has it.
There he is. Over the cliffs and far away. Hello. Collapse. Oh, he's being hunted down on the other side, though. So with GH escaping at the top lane and then Collapse dying bottom, Nigma Galaxy getting a few little victories. Waiting out the time of this Aegis. 2 minutes left on the Shadow Fiend, but without your Tide, Spirit probably not feeling too comfortable just to run down lanes anymore.
Yeah, puts them in a very weird spot. You have Aegis, but you're not all grouped as well, so going over there feels a bit risky for SF. He's maybe just gonna farm more. He could farm the triangle, I guess, without showing himself on the tower. And even just shoving lane and setting Manta Style might be enough to finish the tier 2 tower. It's very, very low.
Yeah, there's no one defending it.
Clicks.
There is nobody here. Devi pings it a couple of times saying, hey, we've got vision, we can see them. So if they do stick around, maybe we could react and TP down there. But Nigma Galaxy, yeah, very much set on this right-hand side to farm up. Get themselves into these
Done
next
a
items.
tremendous job on Team Spirit, though, taking every single tier 2 tower by 27 minutes. This is what they needed to do. I said they're on the timer. They need to make stuff happen against the team with Spectre and Enigma. And for now, I think most importantly, Lornov is not really having a game on Storm. All this 5-manning makes Storm uncomfortable. He can't fight into the big blob that is Team Spirit.
Team Spirit are going high ground as well. 1 minute left on his Aegis, and Yatoro says, I'm going to use this. Even though Tide died and he wasn't available, now with Collapse respawning, they have a moment where they can actually bully back, but a jump from Omar starts things off. Burst down the Shadow Fiend the first time as Sumail, gripped in the backlines, tried to haunt in onto Rue, being chain controlled up. Manta dodge away, maybe try and dagger to safety, but Laurel and Collapse are on his tail. Sumail down, Yatoro's killed inside the base. Carry for carry is Lorinov. And he's going head to head with Laurel and Collapse, but there's a Ravage still ready for Team Spirit to burst him.
It wasn't even trade, but no longer. It's support for a core right there. And with Black Hole on cooldown, they're going to dive this.
Yeah, because Devi doesn't have much to offer anymore. I can kill off Omar with a quick little gush and spit out Collapse. Laurel diving in behind this tier 3 tower area.
Oof. Barely
Not
gets
me.
out to safety.
Not me, he's dying to Eidolons.
Awkward.
He's gone. A slight and anchor smash is going to help kill him off, but he was already done.
That is funny.
And now,
Sneaky little Eidolons.
where is your tower damage, Spirit? It's non-existent. We've got
It's
two.
Ember.
It's a 2v2, but none of these 4 heroes do anything to each other, so they just all walk their separate ways.
A massive win for Team Spirit, though, even on the back of that. Sure, they lost Aegis and SF, but they can back out, take the Wisdom, and keep playing forward with Collapse on this Tidehunter, who is very, very happy with the turnabout in that fight. He's going to have an entire Aghanim Scepter coming out. Already had the club, but the point booster and the rest of the components coming in.
Yeah, crazy that Yatoro gets isolated on the high ground. Sumail goes deep and gets chain stunned up. Both carries just getting completely shut off from the rest of their teams.
Yeah, quick reflexes by Rue. I think they needed Lorinov to go in and cancel Rue's Fiend script there on the Spectre. Then maybe that fight would have been playable, but yeah, very tough to say exactly how you want to approach into the SF with Aegis.
And still very oppressive from Spirit as well. Already given the marching orders. Head down bottom lane, swing up towards the top. Tormentor in 2 minutes. Roshan potentially same story, could be the fast spawn. So it's really the name of the game for Spirit is map control, push out these waves, try and force Nigma Galaxy to be in a situation where backs are against the wall.
Clockwork was spotted for just a moment there, walking over Vision. They're going to invis immediately and start hunting him.
He's going to walk under dire vision as well. Oh, Omar, if you don't go through the door now, you might not ever. Places an observer ward under a sentry. They're going to see the Storm and the Enigma both arriving. This is huge for Team Spirit. They'll jump in with Lorinov first. Jump onto Lorinov first with Collapse. Get the kick off onto the Storm Spirit with the arrow and then the chains to follow up. This Lorinov Storm just dunked down. And Yatoro gave the treatment to Omar, who didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, even with him going for a BKB next item on Storm, it's a little bit late when you go Greaves into Kayasanj and then BKB. So this shard from Tidehunter is really doing a number to him. I can't help but feel he probably had to go BKB earlier in this game. Tough to say, though.
And how quickly they move as well. Like, these twin gates. Team Spirit very adept at using them. They play up to top, get some kills, back down to bottom to keep this pressure up. There's no open field for Nigma Galaxy to play into.
I guess one negative thing for the Spectre in this game as well is that they already had a very natural Silver Edge buyer on Shadow Fiend. He was going to buy one most likely anyway, and he has a Silver Edge now, already going towards the Crystallis for his Daedalus as well. They're just playing for Roche, not getting too eager, not gonna go high ground without Aegis or make any plays right outside the base of Nigma. They're saying, no, you come out on the map, play the field, or we're just gonna outfarm you, outscale you, and get this Aegis advantage again.
That's the Team Spirit MO. That's how they play. Force you back into your base with raw aggression, and then choke you out on the map. 50 seconds to go for Roshan. Tormentor's about to spawn as well.
Are scanning.
And a perfect rune. DD rune as well coming out. Laurel is going to bottle that up and be very happy. Looking at next fight, he's only 200 gold away from having a full Aghanim Scepter as well. It looks like they smoke before he can finish that.
Yeah, immediate smoke. They've also got Moonlight Shadow here. Even more ways to correct their positioning. Advance across that left side. Nigma Galaxy, they've felt this one coming though. They've all backed up, tucked away in their base. Safe and sound, but unable to do anything right now. Now, Laurel trying to give vision as he balls through that mid wave. Can't see anything coming though. All that Nigma Galaxy know is that Team Spirit are off the map. Tidehunter showing on top wave, and Roshan is about to respawn.
Listen, I'm just watching the Ogre Bruiser right now. This is the only hero on Radiant who's feeling safe to go out here. And it's not even safe. He's betrayed by his master.
He's replaceable.
Replaced by a Dark Troll Summoner. Man, he was the one hero.
Yeah, this Enigma, he's the CEO. Everyone below him is replaceable. All the little worker bees, all the little helm creeps.
So,
Poor Ogre Bruiser with his office job, just, no, not even a redundancy plan. He's out here.
They're respecting the Clockwork Vision and the Enigma Black Hole. So they're not going to go straight for Roche. They're waiting, expecting Enigma to come out, and they do. It's the perfect read coming out from Team Spirit so far.
That's an illusion. No falling for any funny traps. And they'll see that there's a sentry ward somewhere nearby as well, will they?
They saw the Observer freshly placed as well, so that gives them the perfect information that, okay, yep, they are definitely on the high ground over here.
Spirit knows what's up.
Importantly, the Spectre has Orchid, by the way, so she can jump onto the Bane, silence him immediately, and maybe bring him down. I think that's going to be his target in the team fights. If he feels ambitious, he could go for the Ember and silence Ember, but with Bane possibly saving, it's not always an easy play.
Regen bottom, denied by Yataro's illusion. And another smoke up from Nigma Galaxy, mirrored by Team Spirit. Oh, they're going around this mid lane. Opposite directions, spiraling northwards up towards the left corner of the map. Nobody meeting just yet, though.
Yeah, Tidehunter, the only one who feels brave enough to show himself on the lane. Doesn't really care if he gets jumped.
And not an awful lot of vision here. I mean, Nigma Galaxy in particular have no observer wards out. The Dire have a couple of little bits of vision, but not in the position that would actually give them any information. It does mean, though, that they're going to get into the pit here. Rocket Flare, that's going to scout things out. Roshan roars, down to half HP already, and he's quickly dying. Nigma Galaxy, they're moving with the Enigma to get into position. Storm zips in, the Black Hole comes, Devi has collapsed, and Yatoro trapped inside. They need more damage. Roshan yeets the Storm away. Aegis for collapse. Collapse, and Yatoro gonna die, though. Blown up inside the cogs. Supernova Sunray as well, as Sumail goes to work on Daru in the back. Laurel and Collapse, the Tide respawns for sure, but GH's on a double kill, dishing out damage and sustaining Sumail. The Spectre can keep on going, whittling away at the Tidehunter. He needs Laurel's help. Jumping with not me. Burst down with the magic damage from the Star Storm and collapse the real carry. He got the Aegis and he's clearing through Nigma Galaxy. Hero by hero falling as Laurenov spends everything in the bank, all of his mana and HP. Can't even get not me. Marana jukes around. God. Team Spirit get the team wipe. Some way, somehow, they find a way even without the Shadow Fiend.
We see Y collapse. He takes the Aegis. He's like, no, Yatoro. Puts the dagger in his back, takes the Aegis away from him. Obviously, you don't want to lose the Aegis there, but that fight was disastrous until Rue canceled the black hole. The grip was there. The ether lens giving him the range, sitting far away and still reaching to cancel this Nigma move. We get to see a replay of what happened there. Beautiful black hole, honestly. But look above. The Bane, he actually gets pulled by the event horizon as well, you know, the pull of Enigma, but still he gets the channel out.
Nigma Galaxy just missing out on that immediate nuke damage as well. So many people close to death, but they got some spells in their dying, writhing moves. And that means Team Spirit come out of that Roshan fight with a spring in their step straight towards high ground, killing off top lane and looking at mid as well. And Laurel skipping around in that replay, just jumping from target to target, finding them all.
Collapse as well, just eating so many fish. He's got 14 Leviathans catch, 14 yummy fish.
2 lanes of barracks down now. Nigma Galaxy a lot on their shoulders. They'll at least get the D-Ward in their base.
I'm starting to wonder, does anything kill Collapse at this point? He's got Pipe, got Shivas, and level 24 getting insanely big from these this previous fight that we just had.
Genuinely feels like GH is the damage dealer in this game. Like this Phoenix with Shiva's refresher, the Sunray is what is actually able to bring down some of these tanky heroes.
Yeah, that might be true. The Sunray is very necessary. I don't know, it's basically all pressure on the Vi, right? Like I said, if he gets a good black hole out that doesn't get cancelled, then they can win the fight. If that wasn't cancelled by Bane, that's a fight won. But unfortunately, I think Spectre may have messed up a little bit, not stopping the Bane. Because as long as Spectre ultis and goes on Bane, silences him, there's nothing that can stop a black hole from Enigma.
Right?
So it's sort of just Sumail's fault, that's what I'm saying.
How dare you? How dare you? What's it called? It's not blasphemy when you go against the word of the king, is it?
It's high treason.
High treason. That's illegal behavior. They put in the gallows for words like that.
Well, I may be a bit of a usurper in this case, because I don't know, man. This king, he didn't serve his Enigma very well in this case.
The king is not here to serve you. You're here to serve the king.
Oh man.
The Enigma
Also,
is merely a platform for this Spectre.
By the way, the Enigma is like 3 times now to Bane. The Ichor of Niktasha is stacking up, Gareth. You gotta worry about that. 15% status resistance reduction from Bane effects.
It's pretty nasty.
I mean, a Nightmare will last for a long time now.
It will, yeah. Disgusting Bane. Niktasha.
I like that he got a better innate. I mean, the previous innate was some bullshit anyway. His stats will always be equal. Like, okay, what am I to do with that? I literally never saw anyone do anything good with that. I saw some people buy items with this in mind, but it was still really bad. Like, what are you gonna do? Buy a Reaver instead of an ultimate orb? You're just losing stats. You know, like, it's not worth.
What's the point? I don't know, just buy 5 hearts, I guess. 5 hearts and a hex.
I don't know, it was really not nice. But they're going on Tide first.
Well, there's the Sunray, but it barely tickles him. They're going on the Bane, though. They've got to catch onto Rue. Sumail disappears. The Shadow Fiend rains Hellfire down from the high ground. Sumail's gone for 80 seconds now. They didn't get that first point of contact. Tide is still fine as they're forced to supernova. Laurel keeps tabs on Omar as they just wander in with Collapse under the burning sun. He's put his sun cream on. He doesn't care about that. UV rays do nothing to Collapse in his Tide Hunter here.
I see the damage coming out from the SF with a Silver Edge on the high ground there, just laying it into the poor Spectre, who got held by a Searing Chain, and that was all that was needed. 5 auto attacks and some damage from the Ember, of course.
It feels inevitable. 25k lead, Team Spirit marching to high ground. The only thing that can stop this, as you've been saying, is Devi with this Enigma. But for now, he's got the Shadowblade run and hide, because Laurel, he scouted him in the trees. Devi, he BKBs, goes for the black hole, but there's a Wind Waker. Cyclone to safety. Devi, he doesn't get a single one in it. Whiffs entirely as Nigma Galaxy get wiped inside their own base. Team Spirit wander through this bottom lane. Pickoff after pickoff. Fountain farming now as Yataro's gonna give it to him. He's there, killing off the Phoenix. Call GG. Call GG. That's what he's screaming. Picks up the ultra kill. They're gonna find them all.
They're pinging Omar, who's not moving. He's using the only safety there is in this game, which is the Fountain invulnerability. He's gonna hook in and give the Rampage, perhaps?
No,
Not even.
not
Just
having it.
trolling.
We're going to the game 3. A single game, a best of one, now separating Nigma Galaxy and Team Spirit from TI, a qualification spot. Look at that. The amount of brain power behind that forehead is just astronomical. But here we go. Game 3. Qualification on the line for the victor of this game. And, of course, this series, as we've got Nigma Galaxy taking on Team Spirit on the road to TI 2026. Nigma Galaxy already smoked up and looking for this positional advantage to try and maybe get a first blood, maybe gather up some runes, and get up on the staircase. And Team Spirit are all sat in that mid lane.
It's a swift move. They're just rushing across here and getting behind. Team Spirit may be suspicious of it, but we're going to see them smoke up themselves and see if they can hold good positioning. Collapse, having that smoke, can be careful about how he steps onto the high ground. You can see him kind of stutter stepping his way, one step at a time. You don't just run up these stairs, you go slowly.
And then not me. There we go. Smoke break. Hello. How you doing up there, boys? I know something's up.
Yeah. It's very, very obvious to him at this point. Devias swung around and is thinking about contesting the top rune. That would be a dangerous thing to do, as a lot of heroes are staring at it.
Team Spirit are ready for them. We'll see if he goes for it. He'll be under dire vision in a second there. He steps under the observer ward that was pre-placed by Spirit already. It looks like
2
no
for 2.
contest. Good early D ward from not me, though.
A fair fight. And a D ward.
Everybody goes their separate ways. So slight advantage for Team Spirit with that D ward. And doesn't.
That's a nice bit of experience for the Clockwork. He can get level 2 a little bit ahead of time, as he got all the solo experience for that D ward. Usually there's always a core player sitting around saying, hey, I want the experience.
And doesn't do anything to change this mid lane. Laurel against Laurenov. Puck against Ember Spirit. How does this one usually end up going?
Well, it's pretty comfortable for Ember. Honestly, laning stage against Puck is great, but later on the coil is pretty annoying. So, yeah, this is definitely Ember favored. I'd say he has big chances to come out on top.
Yatro taking a decent chunk of damage there from the dagger of Omar and a few hits out of Devi. He went for the Stormhammer to secure the creep. And of course takes a bit of chip damage on the way back. Second
A lot of
dagger
damage
missed.
being dished out bottom as well. Collapse dropped down to 100 HP.
Gotta be careful with his Bane Shadow Fiend. Even at level 1, they offer a tremendous amount of damage. At level 2, they could just kill you off. And early life as a Darkseer isn't that fun. It's just this, I mean, he's been like this for a long time now, but it's basically a waiting game to try and get to not just level 2 Iron Shell, but level 3 Iron Shell is kind of what the breaking point is to feel comfortable.
Yeah, and we see GH trying to get the pull stopped, but he didn't get it actually. The range creep auto attack didn't turn the aggro. Because of the Iron Shell, I think, keeping the creeps taking damage from the Darkseer. If you run away and you don't deal any damage, the creeps will lose interest in you very quickly. But the Iron Shell allowed him to keep doing damage, which means they're still very interested in Darkseer. Little detail for you right there.
That's good to know. It's just like in real life. That's one of the things you get taught in like football and rugby and stuff like that when you're playing on the field.
To Iron Shell people?
Well, basically, if there's... Oh, first blood for Sumail just kills off Not Me, who stepped up a little too far forward. That's a good start for your Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, very nice for Sumail. Gonna feel happy about this. This is a strong combo. We do expect this lane to be doing quite well. SF and Bane against the double melee lineup should be pretty easy. Once you get a few points in Iron Shell, maybe you can turn this lane around a bit, but it's definitely Nigma favored.
No, in football training, you get taught that if you give a little shove to someone, their instinct is to follow you. So if you're taking a corner or free kick or something, and you're a guy that's... The ball's not intended for you, right? You can just shove one of the defenders and then run the wrong direction, and their natural instinct is to follow you, just like the creeps do.
Distraction.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So you push someone away, and they're meant to be marking you. You hit them, you punch them, and they're like, hang on a second. What's going on here? Chase this guy.
I mean,
Get
if someone
aggroed.
punches me, I'm chasing them as well.
Yeah, it's just to aggro people in real life. Oh, nice one there. Sumail kills off Collapse. Divide dead up at top lane as Rue finds the takedown on him. Side lane's turning into a bit of a bloodbath right now. Carries and supports picking up kills. The off lane starting to struggle.
Yeah, safe lane's looking very strong from both. I mean, the Lich Sven, we don't really talk much about that combo because it's not super common in the current patch, but it is a pretty potent lane in its own right. Not necessarily Bane SF level, but they have good kill potential. I think that's true for most Lich lanes, though. If you have Lich on your team, you most likely can kill stuff in lane.
Frost
Yeah,
Blast.
just run on Omar.
Yeah, it gets pretty annoying. I'm going to tame the beast. Keep Rue back. There's no mangoes or anything here for the Lich either, so can't really keep giving chase.
But he's about to have a sacrifice, so he'll get his mana back.
Very nice. And Omar is just out of lane completely, so that leaves the Centaur stranded. Is he going to die to neutrals? Going for a long
so.
journey.
It's pretty slow, though. Dying to neutrals after a long time, and then, of course, the longer respawn time, 25 seconds, gonna take a while. So,
Bottom lane.
meanwhile...
Oh, not me. He's going to break free. Surged up and sent back. Every
Say
time...
thank you and farm a few of the cogs.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Free gold for me. Yeah, mid lane, Lorenoff getting on top of Laurel a little bit there. 23 and 5 against the 17 and 1. Lorenoff getting the upper hand. And I've been keeping an eye on these player counts as well. Lorenoff has been quite vocal in his first 4 minutes. Every time I look at him, he's been chatting away. What's he saying? He's saying, good job, Sumail. Keep killing off this Darkseer bottom lane. Good job, boys.
He's just hyping himself up for every CS he gets. It's like, yep, good me, good puck.
There's another one. There's another one. Yeah, I got him.
Honestly, though, mid lane has not been that easy for him, but that's also why I said Ember is not really a great matchup for Puck. Normally, it was hard because of the Slider Fist spam, but even with this modern build of Flame Guard, it's not that easy.
Collapse. Dead to neutral creeps. Trying to Iron Shell farm out some of these little boglets and croakers, but GH tracks back. Tries to get the kill with a blood grenade, but dead to the frogs in the pond.
At least he got a few of those creeps even after dying. Post-mortem, the Iron Shell kept going, so he's pretty fine. I do expect the Darkseer to have a pretty clear path to recovery. Generally farms fast with Iron Shell.
Maybe Lorenoff saying, hey, if we get one hero in here, we can kill this Puck. Oh, I've got his number. But Nigma Galaxy stuck in these side lanes. Yatoro giving it to Devi. Just walks him down, and now Omar in trouble as well. It seems like Rue has baited them in. Yatoro with a force shield on him. The Sven is coming for you. Give me your blood, Yatoro. The Merant, the half-man, half-sea creature. Sven slices you to get the double kill, and then drops the wow on top of it.
Very nice start for him. Getting these kills on Sven is really good feeling as well, because sometimes Sven struggles, and that's when he usually gets forced out of lane, like pre-level 5. You don't get any points in the Great Cleave, really, and your jungle becomes so slow. If you can play the lane until level 6, pop into jungle and insta-ulti, that's when Sven looks the best.
And build up stacks. Your Team Spirit have a great lineup to clear stacks. I mean, Darkseer obviously requires them to try and catch up from laning stage, which has not gone his way. Again, surrounded this time with Omar's help. GH also looking for a Wisdom Shrine. Both Nigma Galaxy supports in position.
We could see a TP from the Puck, though. He has Didorun ready. He should be giving this away for free.
I don't know. Clockwork is shifting to the left-hand side to try and swap the shrines. They scan it, though, so Radiant knows what's coming, but they aren't in position quite fast enough, so it goes 1 for 1 across the map.
A little bit surprised to have thought that he would want to TP and join his team there, but granted the Puck doesn't have boots yet, so if you TP to the side lane without boots, you can get stuck there for a little while. Especially if the fight doesn't go your way, it feels awful. You respawn without boots and have to run to mid lane again. Sven just about to hit level 6 now, pulls the creeps into the jungle, and we're gonna start seeing him accelerate farm with that ulti. As the supports of Nigma Galaxy are stacking together now, going for the rune control.
The roaming duo, very early on, looking for action. Try and upset Team Spirit, and this laning stage is going to fully break down now. Laurel's amplified damage about to expire. Nightmare gets dodged, though. Lifting the arms, Bane, signaling his intent, but Puck says absolutely not. We get another bot lane rune. Another bot spot rune. I can't. I'm going to go back and watch this series, man, because I feel like 90% of the runes have been bottom.
That is the place to be, obviously. And if you go there, it's going to start spawning top. You know, that's just how it is. It's cursed.
Or maybe it's wherever Ember puts his remnant, the rune spawns.
Well, yeah, he has remnanted to the rune a lot in the previous Ember games as well. And by the way, Mask Command is complete over on the Sven. SF working on his Mask Commander still. He went for Falcon Blade first, so a little bit delayed.
Already pressuring tier 1 tower, though. Darkseer a little down in the dumps, trying to gather up whatever he can. Protected somewhat by the Lich's presence in that bottom lane. But for the most part, it's playing keep away here. Tucking Sven in the jungle. Keeping Laurel safe in that mid lane. Team Spirit trying to weather this early storm of movement from the Bane and Ringmaster.
That's a lot of movement, but they haven't gone that much done with it yet. I think the biggest thing is if they can start cracking into this tower. SF not having Mask of Madness, though, is slowing down this siege a little bit. And maybe buys time if they want to come and defend. Or they just drop it. Lich. Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up to Collapse. Well, that's not happening. And yeah, just leave that tower to die. Divine, in the meantime,
Lich wants level 6 before he defends. That's the thing. So tier 1 is too ambitious without the Lich ulti.
Yeah, a bit too challenging. And Divine, he's picked up his helm so he can not only farm a little bit faster, but also drag waves away from the Sven. So Centaur no longer has to contend with a Yatoro carry in his lane. Just bypass everything entirely. 10-minute rune about to spawn. Everyone's gathering bottom because that's where it's going to be. Nightmare save buys a bit of time for the Ringmaster, but pushed to high ground as Lorenoff bottles the regen rune, which of course spawned bottom. Stampede chase, catching up to Not Me. Divine wants to get involved here. Slight chains on the clockwork, gets the 1-for-1 trade. Those two supports lose their lives. Shadow Fiend going to come to hit the tower. So advantage Nigma Galaxy, honestly, with the way they're positioned and set up here already.
Sven not really interested in coming and defending this. And again, Lich not having ulti just yet. He could get it, though, if he goes and sacrifices or just leeches.
Spam a few spells on Lorenoff. Make sure that the attempt on Laurel isn't as easy as he started. But this tower taking some tremendous damage with the catapult, the Shadow Fiend. It won't die entirely, but it's a good setup for the next move in a few minutes' time.
That's good damage done, at least. Did take a little bit of Sven or SF's time going there towards mid, and I do think in the SF versus Sven matchup, you don't want to lag behind the Sven in net worth as SF. Sven farms fast, SF does as well, but if you start falling behind, Sven can get to that point where he just bursts you with one blink, and you don't want that.
It's kind of a mad rush to Butterfly as the Shadow Fiend. Obviously, he needs items before that. Sven, not a hero that likes to buy MKB. So if we do get to that point where SF is like, okay, I've got my Pike, Butterfly, and then maybe Scardy later on, he can be a force to be reckoned with. And Sven and Lich, they're onto Devi. Just a quick little move there, thanks to the clockwork starting it. Gets the kill on Centaur.
Oh, gets his courier too. Devi not realizing he had a courier on Secret Shop after he died. At least they don't feel courageous enough to go for this tower.
Chasing the Wild Wing. Free money for Rue and stop the lane dragging from happening.
Yeah, quite important, because otherwise the Centaur isn't losing anything. If he's just pulling the creeps around, he'll be completely fine even with his death. Rune control. It's a bottom rune. Rigged.
I can't believe it right now. This is Ringmaster pulling tricks on us. This is some clowny circus shit. Putting runes bottom spot every time? Nah. Something's not right here. GH getting chased down by some wall illusions. Collapse iron shells up his Wild Wing. Transfers the Nightmare back onto an illusion as well. Vacuums onto GH. Struggling to get the kill though as the Stampede comes into play. Collapse is now isolated. The crack of the whip, the tame of the beast, and Lorenoff with the burn down with a shield. Finds the Darkseer kill.
Yeah, in the end, pretty aggressive move from him, trying to chase for a solo kill there. Not the easiest as a Darkseer. Even if you're just fighting as support, getting the kill is actually not that straightforward. Nice deny on mid lane by Laurel.
Well done.
A little Puck auto attack sails in and gets it.
Good job. It had started to feel like Spirit were Building. They got that 2 or 3k net worth lead, even with all the Nigma Galaxy action.
Is under attack.
If the Radiant are able to take down these objectives, actually find a little bit of wiggle room for themselves to farm the jungle. They've evened things out. 5 to 5, very little in it. 13 minutes in. And Nigma Galaxy still in a good position here, if they can, especially if they can keep defending this bottom tier 1. Now, how important has this area of the map been, especially for Team Spirit, to contest the Tormentor? Full HP tier 1 tower feels so good.
Yeah, they've done a great job holding on to this, and we have not seen Yatoro activating yet. He's queuing up the Blink Dagger as his next item, though, and I think once he gets it, we might see a rotation and an attempt to crack that bottom lane. Clockwork, just sitting in the corner, saying, "Get away from me."
Yeah, practicing his penalty shootouts, putting it in top bins.
Rune is spawning, and people are moving towards the bottom rune. Gareth, the players, they're realizing,
Yeah, I mean, the active rune spawning bottom. Laurel.
oh, and now it's top.
No, it didn't. No, what? No, what rune? What rune?
Oh yeah, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
I don't see anything.
No, it just didn't. It just didn't spawn. If it didn't spawn bottom, it just didn't spawn.
True, yeah. It's removed for ceremonial reasons, like Axe.
Yeah, Ringmaster. That's what I'm saying. Ringmaster's picked it up. He's just got the claw to come and grab it.
Lich is saving up for a shard, and he's gonna be able to get it pretty quickly after minute 15 as well, as he went Tranquil Boots, Magic Stick into nothing. Both the supports feeling pretty rich on the side of Dire. Bane lagging a little bit behind the rest in net worth.
A long smoke line drawn by Yatoro. So Rue brings the smoke to him. Dagger delivered. Sven is ready to go and kill off this bottom tier 1 tower, and again, just set up like Team Spirit have every single time.
Yeah. Ooh. Little pullback on mid, but not enough mana for theme script, so doesn't even try to go for it. Missing 15 mana on Bane.
And Nigma Galaxy evading this attempt, because this was meant to be either a kill in mid and then a move to bottom, or just a move to bottom to kill and get tower. Spirit don't get any kills, and Puck is going to get launched around by Roshan, taking a bit of damage on his way through the river. Very good read from Nigma Galaxy to not give anything away there. They'll lose the bottom tower, sure. They realize they can't really defend it with such a strong show of force from Spirit, but they're going to get advantages elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, meanwhile, they're doing a decent amount of damage to the top tower as well. The Vi is pulling the creeps with his Dominator creep. Lich comes up to grab the experience and try and defend.
And GH, some very deep ward coverage coming into that top jungle. And prepping for the situation where they can kill top tower and then start cutting across the map into that very dark area that Spirit sees nothing in.
It's an interesting choice in this game. The Vi is going for the heart second item, not going for a pipe or, Crimson Guard, something that route, so he's not looking to buff his team so much. Is this telling us that they want to play a little bit more slowly and greedily, building their lead?
I think this is...
Laurel, quick silence.
Nicely done. He's still going to get run at. Vacuum, though. Collapse. Saves him. And now the Sven. He's in there to cleave them. Sumail, Requiem will push back with the fear. And he's going to try and get out of here. But the damage from this Sven. He just picks up the triple kill. Ember Spirit was caught short. And the chase is on. Looking for more. The jump from Yatoro. Diving behind tier 2 tower. Cleaving into them. GH gone. And this Sven pick from Team Spirit. Oh. So much damage.
The vacuum is insane. The Sven killing everything is crazy. But what's crazier to me? How is Laurel alive? What the hell do you mean the Puck didn't die? He was so dead there at the start, but somehow he wiggled his way out of it. So he got tipped by his teammate afterwards. Like, great bait, mate. You did great. But look at this. I thought he was dead by rights. The ulti from Ringmaster forces him to jump into everybody, but he just waddles away with the vacuum coming in. Oh my god, dude, that's crazy.
Super close. And not gonna lie, I got caught napping a little bit. I was looking at a tab for some stats, and all of a sudden this kicks off. Team Spirit in the blink of an eye. You don't have time to shift tab into anything. It's them just shifting into 5th gear. Ultra kill for Yatoro. And a kill on GH through the Chain Frost, bouncing off the Spire. Team Spirit now 5k lead, 5 kill lead And looking like these 5 heroes in great stead now to head into mid-game.
Yeah, they're firing on all cylinders and getting payoff as well for your shard there on Lich feels really good. So getting some value out of this purchase.
Well, yeah, with the heart on Devi, it might be that he's like, I see you, Collapse. Because Collapse did this exact same build in their series against Enjoy, where he just went Helm into heart and he was unkillable. So I don't know if it's like a late game focused thing or more of a right here, right now, you literally cannot touch this centaur.
Yeah, he will be hard to kill, but I'm a little bit worried for the rest of his team and how things are going to play out.
It's been a challenge to try and get Shadow Fiend and Ember Spirit properly involved in the fight.
I guess an argument you could make is that if you went for... Oh, they're actually trying for the Lich. A little bit close to tower, but no TPs, no reaction, nobody knows him.
You had a killing spree. Yeah, 400 gold to Lorinov. That's not bad. Sumail, though. Oh, the hook shot in. Starts things off perfectly. Yatoro follows through. Sumail killed by Lol in the end, and that opens them up a tier 1 tower.
It was a bit greedy to go for the defense of the tier 1 tower at the same time as the pick-off on mid, because nobody came to help the Lich, which should tip you off a little bit that they're up to something else.
They're up to no good. GH and Devi
is under attack.
lurking in the shadows there. Still trying to play this top jungle where they've got that little observable to the right-hand side. They play on to Collapse, but it's cancelled. He'll get the vac back as Lowell jumps on GH. Nightmare delays his death, but that's for sure the Bane dying. And Devi's still going to get jumped on here with a Lich and a Sven following through on the Centaur. You've got a Heart, a Helm, and a big healing Lotus. He's not going to pop it to heal because he knows that he's dead, completely caught.
Heart, Helm, and a Hoof Stomp, but it's not enough against the Chain Frost and the Spire coming down there with all the auto attacks from the Sven as well. Too much damage. Even his Dominator creep is going to die on the other side of the map. Yeah, rip Ogre Frost Mage. Live the good life. Centaur's damage to Darkseer. Devi trying to stay in high spirits here.
Where do those creeps go? Where do those Helm creeps go when they fall through the floor like that?
They just sink to the center of the earth.
I'm imagining they're speedrunners, you know? They're clipping off the map. They're finding some way to travel through the darkness. Maybe they've got some magic way where, you know, you fall onto a trigger that teleports you to a new room that you weren't allowed in before. They're actually all hiding. They're in the dev room. All those creeps that fell through the floor, they're in the dev room. Infinite gold, infinite health.
Observer does spot the Ember, but he's a bit far away. Not sure if they can get all the way over there. They're smoking and trying to look. Devi's gonna break it, though.
Lorinov started on by Laurel. Can they protect the Ember Spirit? With a Centaur by his side, it looks like Spirit are respecting Devi. I don't go for
they clicked the ulti.
a full bite onto the Ember Spirit.
Ulti, didn't jump.
Yeah, looking for another target instead. And Shadow Fiend is top. They're going to jump on Ember Spirit still. A blink stun into kill. He just solos him in the duration of 1 stun.
Okay, I did not think he could solo kill Ember like that. His damage is pretty high.
That's nutty stuff. I mean, Shadow Fiend is nowhere near, so Spirit, fully understanding they've got freedom.
1700 HP is not enough. Ember, you may have a Mage Slayer to protect yourself from the magic damage, but Sven brings it physical.
Well, this map gets very hard to play as Nigma Galaxy now. And Devi is going to try and bodyguard the tower, just put himself in harm's way. Hook shot into the back, though. Not me and Lol. Straight towards GH. Getting boxed up through the barrier. Gets to his base, but the rocket flare is there. As Rue dies to Sumail. Not me kills GH. I crack the whip on him. And Devi and Sumail are going to turn back and take out the Spirit supports.
Oh, do you know what killed him? The mana boots killed him. Omar used mana boots, which gave Bane more mana right before the end there. The final cog came in. Yeah, I'm sorry to say. Dude, watch a replay of that and you'll see it. He died because of the mana boots. It's so tragic.
Oh, that's sad.
I mean, it's the normal reaction, right? Your teammate is out of mana. You want to use mana boots to give them mana to work with, but that just gave Clockwork more fuel, more ammunition.
Well, that's why you don't buy mana boots. I mean, Slacks has been getting some coaching from Quinn and Insania, and they're like, why are you buying mana boots every game, bro? You gotta stop wasting your money. You're killing your teammates buying these mana boots.
Valuable lesson. Be out of mana. Every pro player loves this. Oh, we have a replay. Did we get it? I think we're gonna see it. It's a little bit from now. Watch for it. Oh, never mind. It's
No,
just
it
replay of
was
this.
way before this.
Yeah, right. Oh, I
It was
want to have
clocked
the
out at
old
the very
replay.
end.
All right.
Oh,
I
Nigma
guess
Galaxy.
he got punished for his sins.
A bit of a bite back there, making sure they defend their tier 2. Get a couple of kills, but still no meaningful move that allows them to get on the map. It's very much on the back foot, try and react, while Team Spirit, they just charge across into the darkness. They don't care, they don't have vision. They know they're so strong right now. They see GH, but don't want to jump a Bane with a Sven. They might just have to take him out in one swing. Loronov's going to remnant away with the chains on the Sven to hold him in place, at least for now. But a hook shot towards the Centaur, catching up to Devi. They don't trap him, though, so a Stampede is enough to keep him alive.
Sven's still going. Maybe Yatoro really wants to fight, but not quite gonna connect. As the ulti is timing out, they could start Roche, but now Radiant, no. Sven ulti is on cooldown. I think they should go and fight this, even though they've been struggling a lot of fights. This could be an opportunity for them.
It could be, just without Stampede, waiting for Bane to respawn. Roshan half health, and not me scouts them coming in. Ember remnants in towards the pit. Wheel of Wonder comes in, but Yatoro BKB's up, focusing Roshan. Gets bashed by him in the meantime. It's a head-to-head, and Lorenov snatches it. Beats Yatoro in the clicks for the vacuum. Into the wall, 3 men caught up in it. Collapse trying to fall back now as he's chained dubbed by Lorenov. Chasing up the high ground, and Sumail picks up the kill. Through the Lich. Gonna get pummeled down by Nigma Galaxy as they come in, snatch the Aegis, get a couple of kills, and find somehow a bit of wind in their sails.
Damn right, you give it up to Lorenov right there. Tip coming in from Omar, respecting. He jumps into complete darkness as well. Doesn't see anything. Jumps in, slide a fist, creates some space, and then out clicks for the Aegis as well against Yatoro. Just beautiful stuff.
The forehead is unhappy, you can tell from the wrinkles.
Wrinkles increasing. Yeah, look at this. I mean, amazing stuff. He zones everyone else, and then he puts himself close enough to guarantee that he can just spam click and gets it.
Really well done by Lorenov. Nice standout stuff from him.
And that's the costly part about that Sven jump earlier. He popped ulti, found 1 kill, but that's why he wanted more. Going for Roche. Oh, he's going on the Centaur. Hold up. Oh my god, the crits.
What
3
the
crits.
fuck was that?
Okay, that was like 3 out of 6 hits that crit though. That was pretty excessive.
That's a Centaur with heart and pipe. I guess the pipe doesn't do anything against the Sven, but that's still a Centaur with 4,000 health.
6 auto attacks and he got 3 crits, man. It is rigged. Cheating again.
Oh, now he's jumping on GH. There's a coil. 2 hits to get to the center of Bane. He's 1.6k crits.
So 2 hits and he get 1 crit. 6 hits, he gets 3 crits. He has 50% crit rate on this Daedalus.
That's crazy.
It's buffed.
Oh, he's been doing the Eternal Envy strats, prepping his crits. He's hit all the creeps 50 times, so he knows that the next 5 hits are all going to be crits.
But he went from 6 and 3 on the Centaur to immediately go for the 1 and 2.
No, that's what I mean. No, he was sat in the Ancients hitting creeps for 30 seconds first. He was like, okay, no crit, no crit, no crit. He did like, 10 hits on the creeps. Like, okay, now's my time. I'm gonna get massive crits when I go in.
Some prep work. By the way, the Lich is closing in on his Blink Dagger. Only 100 gold to go. Always nice against the Ember. One of those fast ways to catch him. It's actually even better than Blink stunning him with Sven. Is just Blink and immediately Sinister Gaze. You can't get away from that.
Yeah, not a chance. 10k lead still being developed here by Team Spirit, as things did plateau for about 5 minutes or so. Nigma Galaxy showing that they've still got some fire in them to contest that Roshan, find some team fights. It's just not possible for them to cross the river and feel comfortable. And Shadow Fiend is still languishing 5k behind the Sven. They need this Ember Spirit to catch up, as he's bottom of their net worth in terms of core heroes. Nigma Galaxy still need to hit this next round of items, in particular the BKB on Shadow Fiend.
Under attack scanning.
Yeah, things are looking pretty rough on the side of Radiant, but they have, they have decent stuff to work with late game as well, and in the mid game, We still kind of need to see some armor coming in on Device so he doesn't just die in 6 hits to a Sven. Finished up the pipe. Next up is going to be armor items after this Blink Dagger. At least he's queued up. It looks like he wants 1 Splint Nail and then Aghanim Scepter to be able to pick up the SF combo that we talked about in the drafting phase.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Double Wisdom Shrine. GH and Divine making sure they get their hands on a bit of bonus experience.
middle tower is under
Every little helps. When you're 10k behind a Team Spirit side that have looked very good and have all the wombo combos.
I mean, thank God for Nigma that they actually got the Aegis. Imagine if they didn't get the Aegis over on Ember. If the Sven got his hands on the Aegis, this game would have looked very different right now. But this bought them a little bit of time where the aggression hasn't been non-stop. The net worth disadvantage has still, you know, been pretty stable. But that gave time for Nigma to work towards some key items. They almost have Ether Lens coming in on Ringmaster. Centaur getting his Blink Dagger safely. And Ember is only 200 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. I think the question on everyone's mind, though, is, like, Sumail, next fight. Will he be able to auto-attack? Will he be able to stand his ground and deliver? Because he is ultimately the main damage source in this draft.
Yeah, I feel like they need a Centaur cart real bad. As fast
I
as
think
humanly
so.
possible. Give him a little bit of leeway in these fights with a save and the ability to stand there. Because if Sven has all of his abilities ready, the full arsenal is ready to unload, and Yatoro is huge right now.
Yeah, already Satanic is about to be completed. Just a few hundred more gold. Let's see if Yatoro wants to go with this team immediately or if he wants to just finish farming it. I suspect getting Satanic is priority for him. Yeah, he's gonna go out of the smoke and just keep working on his item.
Still a long time till next Roshan or Torm. It's going to come down to a big head-to-head. As Team Spirit ready themselves with a smoke maneuver from mid lane through to top jungle. I think a few of them got spotted by that Radiant Observer ward, so Nigma Galaxy really tightening up here. And Sumail will fall back. No one's holding high ground by the Ancients. They're sat back by their tier 3 towers. A full understanding of the Spirit are coming.
Some stressful stuff for Omar as well, because he's the one who's supposed to save with this escape box, and against Sven, you have to be so fast. Your teammate could just disappear in like 2 hits.
You have to have your mouse hovering over the Shadow Fiend, ready with quick cast
Yeah.
to be preemptively pressing the button almost.
Yeah, and then there's the Puck with Aeon Disc, who can do some scouting aggressively, not too scared about getting jumped.
Radiant's
Also having the gem. Oh, hook shot. Onto the Puck.
I heard it.
Ah, he missed.
Little smile from Not Me. Oh, whoops, daisy. And a smoke from Nigma Galaxy. They're repositioning themselves. They want to try and take control back of their Ancients. Devi's going to lead out up the staircase. Smoke's going to break in a
Smoke's gonna
second
break.
there as they see Collapse, blinks back. Sends his little froggy to go and deal with the creep wave. He gives the Centaur the tendrils.
It's so annoying. Centaur finally gets it.
This is
still
dire
have a
high
ward
ground
here,
vision,
Sven.
though. They see it. They'll save with the box. Yatoro BKB's up. Rue has already been
Oh, he
blown up
got
by
gripped.
Sumail, and now the Gripper's there. The Sven is going to cancel out. The Shadow Fiend, half HP, being forced back. Gets a bit of distance away from Yatoro as Collapses clapped down upon. They brought back the Bane to continue the fight. Lulls jumped in to deal with GH. Hookshot forward. Dieback of the Bane imminent. Cleared out quickly while Sven, he's still there being 2v1'd by the Ember and the Centaur, but that's not a 2v1 they're winning. He turns back and shows them who's boss. The Rogue Knight, he's here. Centaur pretty tanky as Sumail thinks about the Requiem wind-up. Team Spirit from this high ground, reconsidering their options. Yatoro's going to jump onto the Sumail SF. The blow-up damage from the Puck, looking for Divide, but he's so tanky he doesn't die. Lorinov comes in with some chains to catch them. The Toxia died earlier on. Lol is dropping low, half HP. The Sven's on the run. And Lorinov with Sumail hold the line.
Oh, he fell.
Lorinov's going to
still
get
fine.
stunned still. The disable's not quite enough to finish him. They need 1 touch of damage, and that's from Lol to finish the job. In the back, they've got a box save and a blink away as Lol goes chasing for more, and Sumail, he's invis.
Still gem on this Puck. You have to be careful not running into him. Running up. Doesn't have a TP, though. They don't know that. I don't think they checked him.
is under attack.
Lich is coming to take a Lotus. Oh, whoa. Sumail staying safe.
Scary.
He's gonna walk
stuff.
into it.
Was he in range? Did they see him?
Just
They pinged
barely
him?
did. They saw
They pinged
him.
him. They know he's there. Yatro's coming. Any more?
The jet
reveal?
is pretty far away, though.
They see anything?
Oh,
The
they
lich is
got him.
coming. They've got him. They found him. Oh, he's dragged back into the chain frost to kill him. Team Spirit.
Oh my god.
The vision given. The kill found. Shadow Fiend dead. Hits the ground for 70 seconds as Roshan respawns. Team Spirit find the perfect moment at the perfect time. Laurel even diving in behind tier 3 towers. Yatoro is going to pop the ulti for this one. A couple of love taps to the back of the Bane's head takes him out of the game again.
Level 25 is in for the Sven. Jump
Centaur's in. Two-man storm clears out Rue. Yatoro, though, with a satanic going back to full health. Wheel of Wonder buys a bit of time for Devi, but the jetpack forward after the control. Cogs push back into Laurel's jump, but the box is there. Saves up the Centaur. I don't know for how long, though, because Yatoro can still open up with the damage, but he's been stunned up. They keep the Sven at bay until he's allowed to slay the Centaur. The beast has fallen. As Team Spirit, they lose the puck and the lich, but they've applied a lot of pressure to Nigma Galaxy here.
All it takes is one punch, and he brings him down in the end there. Man, some crazy, crazy stuff happening there. Small details. Centaur almost lived because of the wildest thing I've seen. Mid-hook shot, the Clockwork got feared by the whip coming out from the Ringmaster, so Clockwork didn't get all the way on top of him, and because of that, he couldn't cog him. Like, so random interaction. So Centaur actually lived for a little while longer there, but ultimately fell in the end anyway. 5.2k damage from the Sven.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, but isn't this where you feel bad about the fact that you went for this pipe as well? Like heart and pipe, you're still not a very high armor target. Sure, you have Partisan Brand with Tough and you have a Splint Mail, but this is no Shivas, this is no Crimson Guard.
No, I think you're right earlier on, though. It's all about protecting Sumail. Keep the king happy. Make sure he doesn't get blown up by some, randy chain frost or a puck with a damage over time.
They desperately need like the SF to get Daedalus and the Centaur to get Aghanim Scepter. Something like that is what needs to happen. They're currently queuing up a Halberd over on the Centaur, thinking that maybe you can spam some disarms on the Sven. There are some pretty dragged out fights where he's fighting without BKB.
Something drastic has to change for sure. And GA just keeps getting hook shotted over and over again with a Sven coming in, cleaves onto the Ember Spirit, a decent amount of damage as the Stormhammer follows. And Centaur stampeding in, but getting caught by that sinister gaze. He is all alone with the chain frost bouncing on him. The Centaur is getting blasted, and he's dead for the better part of a minute and a half now. 75 seconds without him, and Team Spirit just ready to continue going.
Collapse pings that he did a whole 216 damage for that last hit. He got the kill.
The bad manner, the jokes. Pushing it back into Devi's face.
Pinging out the 5,200 damage of Collapse also wants to highlight that he's contributing in the damage department too.
Sven doing 4,500 damage.
I mean, Yatoro is really giving a masterclass of how to play Sven though. This is really impressive stuff. 15, 0, and 8, repeatedly finding these kills. Early game, he was a bit slow, right? A little bit cautious about going to the enemy safe lane, didn't open the tower early, but we see the reason why. He wanted his blink, he wanted his items, and once he got them, man is strong.
Lorinov still trying to poke in here and maybe get another snap.
Can he do it again?
He's BKB'd up and he walks in the pit, but he can't finish it off on himself, can he? And Yatoro's got a BKB up now, and there's again a tete-a-tete inside the pit. Laurel will pick up the Aegis, though. He gets it. There's the Shadow Fiend on the high ground. Glimmered and Requiem pushing them back with a fear. Going for the TP home, but he's been coiled up here. Laurel finds the opening with Yatoro's damage. The beyond godlike Sven claims yet another name.
They all get out except for him at least, but SF dead for 80. And that was not a fight they could ever really win with the Centaur dead before. It was just a 4v5 into a team with 20,000 net worth lead. It's not gonna happen.
And they've now got
By the way,
nullifier.
Sven with a nullifier, he's gonna really be hard to get rid of now.
Level
Also went for the
26.
stun duration talent, yeah. It's a really good one, actually. I think the damage is nice, but again, blocking our own hook shots.
Yeah,
Team
not
Spirit.
Not me. He's had some struggles with these hook shots and teammates standing in front of him.
A little bit of stepping on each other's toes, for sure.
Maybe could have.
I mean, Nigma trying to defend this bottom, but the banner is here.
It's such a challenge now because you're walking into a Sven with a puck with Aegis behind him, and the vacuum from this Darkseer is a massive threat. And if you just look at the positioning of Team Spirit right now, not me in the tree line, hiding and looking for a moment to maybe cancel a grip or just go on the Bane. I mean, who needs to cancel a grip if you can kill him before he gets to use it? They don't actually take him out, though. Good box and save keeps the Bane alive. And now a Wheel of Wonder and a chase from Lorinov gets on top of Not Me's Clockwork. And the dive unsuccessful in terms of getting kills, but it did create chaos and allow them to take out the barracks.
Sven ulti on cooldown, and Nigma want to make something more happen, but I think they have the speed. Maybe they can catch at least Lich.
The Chain Frost takes Lorinov to half. Careful with the bounces. Losing 2 supports there as Spirit. Not too bad. Nigma Galaxy really just stampeded out of the base, trying to get any of these stragglers.
They get something at least, and to Nigma's credit, I think they've done a really good job of not stacking up and getting multi-hero cleaved, right? We had that one moment on mid lane, sure, they stacked a little bit too much, but most of these fights, it hasn't been that multiple heroes get stunned up and killed. It's really just Sven going Pac-Man mode from one to the next. And unfortunately, if you can't kill them fast enough, then Sven will have a lot of time to just walk around and kill.
I'm trying to group up here. 4 players in the lane. Shadow Fiend a little further behind, farming jungle. And Team Spirit without their 2 supports could get picked apart if Nigma Galaxy find the right opening. It's just Lull with his Eon Disc Aegis, very difficult to break past. But his Eon Disc did just get popped.
Yeah, at least putting that on cooldown. But he has Aegis, so feels safe enough to still be scouting and still be leading the way. Also allows him to farm his experience because he wants level 25 quite badly. Sitting at 23, almost 24 on puck right now. Meanwhile, Sven level 27 is just absurd. He's already started leveling the bonus talents.
He's a
And
monster.
actually, he has the Shard and the Warcry talent already. So pretty good stuff for him. Undispellable Warcry, a little bit of extra barrier. Barrier is kind of whatever, but Undispellable is pretty nice for just chasing people down the duration.
And make him all super tanky against the Shadow Fiend. Divide, yeah. Finishing off this halberd means the Aghanim Scepter is still delayed. We'll see how it pays off. As he's been scouted out here and being looked at.
The Centaur still an easy target to jump, even though he's tanky. Could be bursted.
Straight up to high ground onto this Ringmaster, though. Lyle looking for the freebie. Another minute of Aegis left, so I'm not really too bothered. Going deep here onto 3. The vacuum with the Shadow Fiend inside. They just take him out of the game quickly. Wait, I thought that was just going to be a straight up kill on Ringmaster, but Nigma Galaxy walk in. Gave Team Spirit a vacuum back into base kill. They've got buybacks. Sure, but your Central's dead for 70.
It's my bad. I said they had good positioning. You know, I jinxed the next team fight automatically. Double buybacks coming out, but Centaur dead for 60. Desperate situation for Nigma Galaxy now. Double buyback coming in to defend their base. Requiem onto this puck, but the Eon Disc is there. Back up off cooldown. Hook shot in towards the Bane in the back as well. Ember Spirit BKB'd and dealing with the Clockwork as Collapse comes in with another 2-man vacuum. Straight onto the Shadow Fiend. Clap him out of the game. The king has been dethroned. Yatoro, the god. He reigns down supreme as Team Spirit have killed the Shadow Fiend. Ember Spirit doing what he can, nullified and getting swung on by the Sven. The barracks are falling though, as Not Me goes diving behind tier 4s to create even more chaos. To jump in with his Darkseer and the Sven, find yet another man. 2 heroes remain for Nigma Galaxy to try and hold on to this game, but it's such an uphill battle. Yeah, it's too much. 4k HP on the Sven. He has Satanic. You gotta go through his BKB. He has everything at his disposal. Ulti up in 20 seconds too.
And Collapse. He's running circles around them now. Ring around the rosy with his surge. Laura not forced to do something drastic here as Not Me gets a hook shot in onto the Ember. In the back, they've got the Sven dealing with the Centaur. Throne is still alive, being kept up by Devi and Lorinov. But it's not an easy task when Yatoro starts hitting the buildings with God Strength. Now back up again. Jumps in, kills off Omar in one swing of the sword. And that's it, GG called. Team Spirit will be your first qualified team here, coming out of Europe.
Some crazy stuff in the last game here from Team Spirit. They powered up through